Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching the world, and it's time. Barrow, Wrexham. We've been looking forward to this one. New Year's Day, Happy New Year to you. I hope you had an excellent one. A little bit tough getting up in the morning, not going to lie. Had some ideas that I was going to do with all this interesting stuff, and it didn't get done. But that's fine. We're going to do what we do and get this thing going. So the lineup, let's just do this from outset is jump on the old Wrexham only graphic here, and I got too many things going on my lineup. Fletcher drawing in for the first start. That's the big news, right? There it is. Draw that over. You've got Happy New Year, Dal. I see Kim's here. I saw Brendan's already here. John's jumped in. We are Wrexham. We're getting to a full, a little bit slow, 14. Hey, while you're here, hit that like button just to make sure that we get the algorithm going. If you're new here and you're just following along, jump on the subscribe so you can hit the chat. And then the tweet is out there. So if you have Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, jump on there, throw it out. That way we send off the message that we're here doing our thing, and we just clicked over to 1100. Happy New Year. So in any event, turn that down. The only lineup to me change that's really substantive, obviously, Fletcher getting a crack, the full lineup, the full giddy up. That's exciting. I hope the health holds up. And what's fascinating to me is Dalby's in, no Bickerstaff. I didn't anticipate Palmer. Somebody suggested bereavement somewhere. I don't know whether they know something else that's a new problem rather than the calf injury that's going on. But in any event, not going to be W&G. Happy New Year, and hope everything's all good for you up there. Let me know if it's not. And ultimately, and I haven't messaged to check in, I hope you enjoy doing it because it certainly is advantageous and helpful and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the big shock to me, I guess, Fletcher drawing in. The somewhat minor shock is I know Mendy had a bad game last game. I don't know if it was take him out and replace him for Ford or Barnett quality, because I still think that when he's on, he's the improvement there. But that one's slimmer margins. Got to give Parkey the benefit of the doubt and hey, go with what he knows best. I've got one thing that I was just looking at that I needed to change, and that is the iFollow subscription. There it is. Translate that one over. As for them, I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I'm going to transition into this. It might get a little bit ugly because I just set it up, but and I was meaning to do the full deja vu thing, and I never got the opportunity. So what I did is what I may end up doing for these things anyways, is considering having a live. It wouldn't be a live that would start early in the morning. It would probably be late in the West Coast, which means I don't think most would hit it, but at least put it out there. Stream it. It's available for anybody afterwards who ends up wanting to watch it. If there are people who are up, maybe it's the Aussies, they can hit it. As my hair is an absolute atrocious mess this morning. My God. But let's bring that in here. So this is just the statistics from the last match that we had. If you didn't get a chance to watch the highlights, there on YouTube. If you wanted to panic and go and collect those now, I can sort of give you an update, or I could if my notes didn't get moved, and it looks like they may have. Actually, no, they didn't. I made them electronically, so let me do that. Is I get to hear the hum of the crowd in the background here, so just give me 1 second to bring these up. But if you didn't catch them, the Lee penalty, we came out like absolute banshees away to Barrow last time, and we completely dominated the first half. Lots of long ball reaching, connecting forwards as my computer spits up and slows down. Lots of long ball connecting with forwards. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Over and over and over again, we were pretty damn dominant throughout the first half. There we go, and we're back. So, yeah, 1-1 draw at Holco Stadium between the Bluebirds and the Dragons. I predicted 3-2, so I was hellaciously wrong for that one. They've only played 5 times in 47 at the racecourse. That's it. John, you've always got these weird things. Rob Ryan Red quiz has to be, I would have thought, a beating for you. But, yeah, beauty long balls over the top. We had an early Boyle header attempt. He later had another attempt and a beautiful opportunity off of an O'Connor cross. There was a long ball from Tozer that went to Palmer, and that was hauled down while he was clear. So that's why Lee ended up getting his penalty kick, and he potted it in. Bickerstaff had an opportunity that he failed to get in. Palmer skied one over. There were so many opportunities in the first half, and then things switched, and it was about, I'd still say 70-30 us, 60-40 us for the opportunities. The expected goals we were through the roof and sort of expected to take 3 points. And in hindsight, I remember that game being closer, but as I went through and watched it, it looked a little bit off. Checking the stats, you don't see much of slightly better ball possession for us, a little bit more shots on target. They got their goal after there were 2 instances where the referee didn't give a free kick where I thought they should have been granted. They dumped Lee on the one that there was no goal given, scrambled back. Nobody was able to get back there, and Aqua ended up taking it, took on O'Connell, kind of had him in the spin cycle, didn't know which way he was going there, and had him twisted before he ended up beating Howard. Anyway, that was the first one. Since then, I'm just going to bring up another stat here if I can. Browse. So here's the lineups since then. Ooh, bit of a mess on that one. Let me let me draw that over. Oh, it doesn't want to work. Let me pull this down. Sorry about that. So there is the lineup that we had versus what they had. This one being their lineup first. So no changes in goal, and let's be honest, they've got an exceptional goalkeeper in Farman. He's one of the best in the leagues. We're going to have a challenge. As to their defense, Ray and Carnivan, they've been on for ever. They're the 2 center backs, and given Barrow's goals for and goals against, you kind of have to give it to them. Tiencia, he's out. He's got an injury. He's been replaced last game. These are the last game numbers, last game stats with Newby, Gotts, Stevenson, Telford, and Garner. What you may find fascinating is their center forwards. They've been on the hunt, sort of mixing and matching combinations all the way through. Telford and Garner went last game. Aqua didn't draw into the lineup, except for off the bench. Today we've got Aqua and Whitfield. He's sort of lost Proctor in the shuffle. The older gentleman, he's only got, I think it's 2 goals. One lonely goal back in week 2 and hasn't started since week 9. Aqua, he's got 5 goals, but he hasn't started in the last 3, but he has been subbed in. So it looks to me like up front, they're still not happy with what they've got just based on what they've been rotating through. Just to bring it back to you, because it was entertaining for me and I felt like I needed to do it, is I took a look at what our previous roster was matched up against them. And so let's bring that in. Is there you've got it. Obviously, I changed the colors there to show yellows were changes in players, greens were changes in positions, and blue were brand new players. McLean wasn't with the club last time. I remember he was a late signing, and we finally get the overview of, man, it feels like forever since we've seen the race course. What's it been, 3 weeks? I guess not, because 3 matches anyway. The goal score, the ball is not different. Lee scored the solitary goal both times, but you've got some massive changes there. Ogonko's in, yes, W&G. Ogonko's in now. Cleworth is a recent revelation, I guess, as you could say. O'Connor slid back after the Stockport game and getting just beat on the pitch too much. McLean wasn't with the lineup, so he's drawn into on the left-hand side. Cannon, what's he been now? 8 games since he's really come into form. I mean, it to be expected, certainly. Young's fallen out of the lineup. Mendy did draw in last week. He's out. And again, we're this close to what I would have put as my perfect lineup had I thought of Fletcher as being healthy enough to run for the full, whatever he's going to get, 65, 70. And Dalby and Mullen were in. So that's where we were with that. Just to bring in one other final little stat as I'm rambling through the statistics and stuff. And I know statistics aren't everything, although one person certainly took me to task on Twitter for thinking otherwise. There's the lineup, and those are hard to see. Look, you're going to draw through here and you're going to notice one thing. Save percentage, they've got the best in the league. Shots on target against, second best in the league. So they don't face a lot of shots and he stops a lot of shots. That's why their goals against is so remarkably low. We get a lot of shots on target. This is a matchup that's sort of like the Walsall one, which makes me a little bit nervous on the possession side of things, where we're better, but are we going to be better? Because this is a team where I think we want to have the ball at our feet and come in waves. I'm not so certain that that's what's going to happen, but I'm certainly hopeful that it does. Both teams are set up for crosses. We're second, they're ninth. And even though we beat them with the long ball quite considerably, and we've been called a hoof ball team quite consistently, they certainly do a lot of hoof ball action. So anyway, we do have a score to settle. It should be a fascinating one. I don't know if I was to do the deja vu. It's basically those statistics. I'm not looking to do, a couple management updates for the teams on the bottom of the table. I think when we go through the bottom of the table, at least maybe not true now, but as of last week, all of the teams at the bottom of the table, with the exception of Doncaster, had moved on to at least one managerial change so far this season. So those teams I may keep up in the deja vu. And also let me know what your thoughts are about the whole idea of doing the deja vu potentially live, just having the conversation and bringing up the graphics and bantering about and letting it be as imperfect as it may be. The benefit of that is it reaches more people and it's easier to do. The downside is, well, what is the downside? It wouldn't be as professional looking if any of my videos have ever been professional looking. Just trying to find a way to save up more time so I can get to the other things like the academy stuff and the police costs and all those sorts of things that I want to get into. So in any event, let's pull back the lineups. Again, we'll leave it at that. I'll get into the chat etiquette later. John, I did see your message about banning people who end up doing spoilers. I may end up coming with a carding system. I don't know. I'm hoping that the people that have done it, I think, know better, and so we'll keep an eye on it, police it as we have to. But get in. What are your guys' thoughts? Wrexham, Mendy versus Ford. What are your thoughts there? I don't know what you guys think about. I should put a poll out there too, based on the conversations that I was having on Twitter. Hutchinson, number 8 for Walsall. Where do you rank him? Do you put him in our starting lineup if he was to be with Wrexham? Because there was a discussion about what would happen if he came over during the transfer window. My opinion wasn't well received. Let's just say that. So anyway, lots to talk about. We can just jump into this one as we're running through a couple more things. If you haven't been here before, you'd rather just have Barnett. Yeah, but I have Barnett over Ford. I don't know if he's still healthy. Oh, shoot. No, you're right. Young isn't started. What did I do here? I'm going to potentially bog down here as I try to fix this. I don't know if I downloaded the wrong one or if Howard, Boyle, Barnett, Mendy, Jay Davies. No, Evans is drawn in. So that's a hiccup on my end. So I shall fix that up in about, let's give it 30, 45 seconds. Happy New Year, Des. I will get that going and I'm going to bog down. As soon as I open up this program, every single time it goes, it just slows me right down. But it'll just be momentarily here. Make sure I got the right one. As we go to Evans. God, it's been so long. Number 12. Come on. Come on, computer. You can do it. And I don't even know what it's going to do when I try to save this. One of the things to pick up a graphics card so I can take the load off of my computer for the purposes of the stream. All right. So that's that. Now I just got to substitute it up here for the Wrexham lineup. There it is there, into the rotating lineup. Add files and delete 53. We should have it now. I think we do. So get comfortable. Studio mode is on. We're ready to go. Ford, Mendy, and McLean are pretty much as good as each other on their best days. They're fit and rested. Yeah, I can get that. I have McLean ranked up on his best day higher than Ford or Mendy. I think he's next level. What time does iFollow go live? You just paid. It should be live now. If you can't get it, Ben, let me just go back onto my main screen here. Or you should at least have the stream. You won't hear Mr. Griffiths buzzing in your ears. He should be on by now. Usually he comes on at 6:45, if not earlier. But you should see the graphic of Wrexham versus Barrow with the players walking around behind it. If you're not there, go to matches up at the top, hit first team, and then hit live match center and load up from there. I find that's the easiest way to get to it. So yes, one more time, iFollow's down below. If you haven't been here before, we've got the out of town scorecard. Hit that like button so the algorithm knows we're here. If you've got a moment to jump over onto Twitter, I've got at the Red Horde. The link out to this one. You can quote it, like it, resend it, create your own, do what you need, get the rhythm, get everything going out there. And I'm going to close off these so that we clear up the bog, and away we go, as I've got a little one in the bed and he's starting to stir, and that's just the nature of the beast. Grab your coffee, add a little if you want to. Nobody's going to tell anybody. Don't tell on me. And let's jump in. And there we go. Now we've got the sound in our ears and everything is all right. And we're set. Scorecards up. Oh, let's go. I am buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Up to 41 to start this one. It's a cracker. We're going to have the out-of-town scorecard scoreboard that W&G covers. And so you can see Stockport and Mansfield is located right up above the Wrexham one, so that as it rotates through, it'll come back every minute for its 15 seconds of glory where it spins through, but all the scores will be there. The number one request that I have, and I'm going to bring this up a couple of times, is you are going to be ahead of me. I end up watching it. There's a latency. It ends up getting dragged in. I can't fix it. I can't help it. It is what it is. And so the chat etiquette, where is the chat etiquette? No spoilers. That's all I ask for. The biggest thing, if you type in caps, you could get nabbed by the bot. If you put out links, you could get nabbed by the bot. But don't put spoilers. You're going to be ahead of me. Just wait until it happens. Hey, Carolyn, good morning to you. There's a lot of people who draw their live back with Mark Griffiths so that they end up watching this at the same point that I watch it and match it with a scoreboard. I'm not saying you have to do that, but if you don't and you're watching ahead and you're just following along and waiting for me to get caught up because you enjoy the community, that's totally cool. But just don't spoil it with a oh crap or a we scored or a yay or a whatever. Cool. We'll leave that alone because the spoilers just can't happen. Can't happen. And I don't know where they are. So I'm excited to see Fletcher and Mullen. I mean, I think the biggest disappointment in the question mark that's been going forward with Mullen up there is who's going to be the person who sort of controls that forward group, maintains the possession, a little bit of bullying on the through the overheads. And Palmer has supposed to have been that guy. When he's on, he's great at it. I don't think Dalby and Bickerstaff fill that role, and Dalby and Mullen together just hasn't really clicked for me this season. But Fletcher, he's got some magic there. Yeah, and no World Junior stuff either, please. Thank you, Kim. I can't send elbows over the screen, or I'd be sending them. Cool. You know what? Spoilers. Wrexham, if you're watching the Stockport match, by all means, add to the commentary and do all that sort of stuff and bring it in. I am all for that. Supposed to be some light rain in Wrexham, which will make the those in the Cop. What are we going to be at? We're going to be at the even a larger capacity than the last time, because the last time against Newport that the new substitute temporary Cop was up, and there's still water in the pitch, so maybe there aren't light showers. Somebody in Wrexham, let us know. You'll know. I could put the 10-second delay thing, I guess, somewhere, or just have a flashing, buzzing thing that says, "Don't post the spoilers." But they won't be undercover there. But remember, the Cop was only 80% capacity against Newport. It's no longer 80% capacity; it's full capacity. So we only had that strip of 2 people down the middle on either side that looks sort of funny on TV. Now it's full, so we're going to have the largest crowd we've had in some, whatever it is, 15, 18 years, something like that. As Rex the Dragon, if you saw Joe on Twitter, he made that joke about rumors that Mullen is going away to Saudi Arabia. And he said, just got told by a WST Trust member, and went through, made it sound like it was the Mullen thing. And at the very end said, Rex the Dragon is off to Saudi. And people didn't read the whole tweet. So beautiful. And it is full. Look at that glorious secondary Cop. Oh, and Barrow's got a decent turn in. Oh, I'm jacked up, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to be a frustrated, angry sack up. Disappointment if we don't end up having ourselves a good one today. So it is where we're at. 50 people already into the chat. And I'm really curious to see how this forward group goes. And I didn't bring up the Football Reference stuff for the new player that they have. As oh boy. The new year, the same problems. He's cute, so we'll keep him. And I'm just listening to the eavesdrop. 6:56. It's kind of a quiet start. I thought I was going to have lots to talk about with all of the Bear stuff. Their forward stuff still intrigues me. And I'm going to bring up. Oh, I rotated out the wrong one. Hold on. I've made a mess of things. That'll trust the tech gremlins to throw me off. There we go. Let's hope that works. But I do want that one to get pulled up. No, that's why that won't work. I'll have to wait for. That's not there, unless I didn't pull Aqua off. Now I gotta check. Sorry, guys. Whitfield, Aqua, Chester. So it's just, I think the only mistake is I didn't delete the football off of Aqua. Whitfield, Aqua, Chester, Foley, White, Newbie, Spence, Canavan, Ray. Oh, Worrell. So that is wrong for them. Oh, boy. Maybe I'll just have to leave it. And in any event, their other forward, Whitfield, I don't know enough about to be able to figure out whether he's going to be the right guy or not. And I think I've got Warren instead of Worrell. As the guys are finally making their way out into the stand. And I remember earlier on in the season that kickoff was really close to seven, or well, sorry, 7 my time, 3 o'clock in Wales, 7 in the morning. And so I don't know exactly if that was just me being confused or whether there actually was a change. You guys will have to let me remember what you recall. I love seeing the temporary stand in the picture of the stadium. Is having a four-sider. Can you imagine what that cop is going to look like when it's in there in all of its glory? Like, it's just going to be absolutely fabulous. I'm here for it. I am here for it. And I against the worst kits in League Two. Sorry, Barrow, your Puma let you guys down with their lightning bolt nonsense. Just it makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. I know that'll make John happy with my criticism of the kit and the discussion about it. Mansfield in red today. Fascinating. Sitting and meeting, toes are there for the flip. We'll find out where everybody's going. It doesn't care. She's a four-sider now. We got the fans in the right location. Let's get into this. I am, oh man, I'm so. On the other thing, Barrow only with the 6 substitutions there. I find that to be fascinating as well. There, I've got them updated now, at least in that location. If I can get this in before they click the whistle, then we're all set to go, ready to run. A little bit scrambly, but hey, we made it. We're ready. Kickoff. Get into it. Want 3 points. It's a true 6-pointer, and I won't accept anything else. Full stop. Let's go. And we're underway. Oh, long ball to start. We're going to take possession, and I would love to see some early control. I'm happy to go a little bit slower than we normally do, out of character for a bit, and just get the ball at our feet. We'll see how those long hoof balls go over top, and whether that's the same weapon that we're doing. Oh, and the race courses are rocking. So you've got where I'm at, 26 seconds as we go through. Barrow with the early cross onto their skip blue. Just lazy on defense. It's not good. As soon as it skipped by the first player, and I believe that to be Tozer, and I can't really fault him because he's worried about the guy in front of him making a play at the ball. And so I don't know if that's O'Connor on that other side who didn't pick up the guy coming in. But as soon as it skipped by the face, I went, man, if that's a Barrow player on the other side, it's in the back of the net. And Ogonko thought the same thing as soon as I did. It flipped by the first one. O'Connor's got there. And that's Lee, McLean, nobody coming back with Spence. Just like nobody coming back and marking the man. All right. Well, we dug ourselves a hole, but unfreaking believable to start things off 1-0 down. Crowd was rocking and rolling. Now it's a bit of a hushed crowd. Just Wrexham doesn't do it easy. Dig ourselves a hole. Bugger. Yeah, 30 some seconds in because Evans and or McLean, whoever you want to blame, were too lazy coming back. And I don't think that this long ball stuff is going to work because I don't know if it was necessarily designed to play or just somebody. I mean, that's what you do when you're a forward is you run into open spots, right? And they ran into an open spot. That player on the right side can't assume every time that the player in the middle isn't going to make contact on the header. but you're just running for the back post. That's all it is. And that's wanting it. That's getting after it. And so you make your run. Woody, I have nothing to do with it, but if I could give you a drink, I would. It ain't my fault. I don't think like Worrell there and McLean back defensively. They're going to have a throw in 3 minutes in. Under pressure, Parky, arms crossed. He looks as though he's scouring and fuming already. It's Bournemouth all over again. Let's hope. But different quality here, right? We'll see how it goes. Drawn back by McLean over to Lee. Lee nicks it forward. Nice little play, but pushes it too far. And they say, thank you so much. Lined up into the center backs. It wasn't even the center backs. That's their midfields. Just so many white jerseys seem to be everywhere on the pitch. That's going to be Aqua on the left-hand side. Heavy touch, rolls out. We've got a throw-in. Fell over, fell into the crowd, fell into the floor, melted away into nothingness. The ooze of frustration, whatever you want to call that move. That's what it was. Have the ball, give it away. Have the ball, give it away. Have the ball, give it away. That's been our first 4 possessions. Lots of time to turn it around. I'm with you, Andrew. I should be a little bit more happier. I don't want to be the negative Nancy every time that we fall behind. It'll make for a long season. As Tranmere jumps up early on Nuts. Beautiful. Okay. Long ball down the middle of the pitch. O'Connor's going to let it slide. Not O'Connor, Tozer. And it goes to Ogonkwo, who plays it over to Max. And here we go. Let's work it through the midfield. I trust our midfield to beat their midfield. So let's use them with possession. Weird, tough pass for Lee. So Leezy coming back, but saved by O'Connor. Up to Lee, and now we go. I trust the midfield. Let's move it. Scurried over. You've got Cannon. Not going to take him. He's going to stay on the left. Goes with McLean. McLean brings it on back to O'Connor. It's weird seeing George back on the pitch. That gorgeous hair throws you off. Yeah, I'm with you. The joy of being a Wrexham fan. That's what kept me up till 5 a.m. Corner looped in. Fletcher not able to get there. First time we'd been able to call his name or look at Mullen, the back of Mullen's jersey as we go forward. Well done by Max to go up and take the ball from the big old Aqua, who falls to the ground and cries for a call. The remains of the dead. We'll save that comment for later. Long switch over top. Is that Ray there? Long throw taken quickly up over to Cannon into the corner. First time we've been able to press Cannon. He's got Ford to go to if he needs him. Decides not to. Third man beats him instead. Gets in cross. Oh, you got to get better if you're going to beat the kick. Beat this keeper. That soft little push over isn't going to work. I mean, I'm all for having a crack, but if you're going to have a crack, you got to make contact. And Cannon didn't get enough onto that one, and it just skiffed along the ground. But beautiful turn and go. Beat him. Just beat him. And so that was Foley that he ended up beating right there. The other thing that's interesting, and Andrew, you'll know this, they've only got 6 substitutes there. I don't know if they've got a problem with if they just don't have the numbers maybe, or Ben Tozer back puts it back off the back of his head and Okonkwo ends up getting it up to Clearworth, or if it's because they're missing a homegrown player, and so you only need to have 3 of them so that you can have them. Beautiful ball. Oh, the keeper comes out and got that just a little bit over to the right so that they have the 1 substitute reduction by not being in accordance with the rules. I don't know if it's that extreme or not. Where Wrexham says I think he had that far side, but certainly could not to the near post. I mean, it would have had to have been an absolute worldie up into the top shelf. Max, headed forward. Cannon tries to move it forward. Not there, all the way back to the center back. and they move it forward. Good little interplay between Barrow, and then it's intercepted and picked off. Good. Now it's our turn. Lee looking to settle it back. We're comfy here. Switch on through the center backs back to Cleworth. I say Cleworth and I mean Cleworth. And again, that long ball, I trust the midfield. I trust the midfield. Against Barrow, I trust the midfield. I mean, I'm not saying don't look for those long balls. They have a requirement to do so to keep them honest. But I don't want to get one-dimensional on this one. I just don't. Long throw. Aqua holding it up, gets it. Aqua's giving up possession all over the place, so I'm all for it. Cannon forward up through Fletcher. Good job by Fletcher. Bullies the ball, waits for the guys to come up and support. Lee takes it, and we turn over the midfield. Running the switch on, over through Cannon on the right-hand side. Max comes up. Cannon, forward. Extended from the penalty area, cross in. It's there. I thought I heard a whistle and was wondering, like, what? Did anybody else hear that? I heard a whistle. I was like, what could the whistle be for? Nothing from that attack, but we're going to get a throw in. Stockport chance missed. That game can end in a draw. That's all I want out of that. So I don't care if they score. I'm cheering for whoever's behind in that one. Cannon and Cleworth are playing kickabout together over on the right-hand side as we're looking to come forward. See, this is the game that I want. I want maintained possession, work through the midfield. Every once in a while, have a crack. Tozer draws him in and pulls in Evans. Somebody's got to come back and give Evans an out. Just a little bit. Could be a huge factor. So far, the crowd, I mean, they were into it. The place was rocking at the start. It's gone quiet since then, other than appreciation for that last run-in when they had that cross us. And I don't have my FOT mob stats up to be able to pull anything. Working it through our midfield. Here they come. McLean turns, fakes it off, goes full switch. Long cross over to Ford, put down well. Nice touch by Ford to Cannon, over to Ford. Good interplay. Ford over to Cannon. He's got him beat. He gets it across, finds Cleworth, who came all the way and snuck in. Great little ball. Header. Oh, not enough on the header, but that's the stuff I want. I trust the midfield. And we got somebody sprawled out in the back, and I didn't see what was happening over on the far post. It's a Barrow player. Chester. Physios are running in. I didn't see what happened over there. But they're saying it looks worrying. We're not, the cameraman has gone away from it. He's out. Looks like somebody with a Betty Buzz logo's running in too. Yeah, took a shot to the back of the head, they're saying. So I hope he's okay. That's concerning. I don't care what team you're a fan of. You don't want to see anybody out, but they're not showing us anything, which is in North American sports terms, when they don't show anything, tends to mean that it's relatively concerning. Yeah, it's going to be a long delay. Stretchers are being run out. I didn't see what happened, and I don't know if they're going to show the replay of what happened or not. I'm only going from what was. A worrying hush. That's not the stuff that you want to see. Michigan over Alabama, absolutely. Not good. Yeah, the stretcher's out. It was weird. I mean, the only glimpse that we had after the header came over was he was off the pitch behind the goal line, to the right of the keeper, and he was full splay and like face down into the dirt, and it looked awkward. I don't think that we'll see a replay. I don't think we need to see a replay. The broadcaster said that he took a header or took a contact to the back of the head. I didn't see where that contact would have come from based on his location and where the players were. You can now see all the Barrow fans or all the Barrow players around him as he's laying still face down. Yeah, Andrew, I see that message about the U19s. It's Worrell. Thanks, Andrew, for that. I didn't hear. I didn't see who it was. I only heard who it was and heard that it was Chester, which I thought was weird because he's not one of their backs. And what's interesting to me is I notice on the substitutes, and it's unfortunate it draws in. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that they had a center back in their substitutes. I can go ahead and I'm not going to load up to look that up. But that was something that I just parenthetically sort of looked at when I went, interesting. I don't see a true defender that's going to have to be these three guys that run through the whole thing. So Stevenson looks like he's going to be the man that runs in. I wouldn't suggest abandoning a match. So not a good start to the new year. One down. You don't like to see injuries during a match, serious injuries to either team. They are playing a replay here. I don't know if that's just other stuff. Yeah, it's just other play, just a replay of the goal here. So yes, Stevenson midfielder, if he's the one that's drawn in. They're just talking about the potential bereavement stuff with Palmer. I mean, nothing official. Don't know how other people would hear, but it's a calf thing. Ogonko's reaction there on that replay was exactly my reaction on the goal. Is how the hell does this guy get here? Like he literally splays out like this to try and make the save. I think the difference between the Luton one and that sort of stuff is it's life threatening stuff, and I don't know. I guess it's always possible given the scope of things, whether the players can continue on. Have a good one, Andrew. Thanks for stopping by while you were here. If you're just joining us, we're in a delay. I don't even know what minute it happened in, but it happened quite a while ago. A player got hit in the back of the head, and so he's splayed down on the ground as it currently sits, waiting for being treated. They've and we haven't seen a replay, haven't seen anything about it. And so it's Worrell from Barrow who ended up taking the knock. It sounds. I didn't see it live. I only saw the player behind the goal line to the right of Farman, their goaltender, laying there after some sort of contact from what the announcers have said to the back of his head. And it looks like Stevenson's warming up to come in. Yeah, no kidding. Dave, that's actually a beautiful point. If you haven't seen that Aberoth goal, he plays for, it's Ross County, right? Was the team. They didn't have enough substitutes, ran out of players, and so they needed to put somebody to fill in. So they put the backup goalkeeper in to play up front as a striker, and he had an absolute, what was it, 35-yard, like absolute bullet off the right foot that screamed in for the goal. Yeah, it certainly did. Full house, crowd into it. This will obviously be a hit. Nobody likes to see this sort of stuff, and so thanks. So exactly the 10-minute mark is the players for Barrow are now starting to make their way up towards the middle of the pitch or wherever they're gonna. It's happened so long ago. I think it's a goal kick, isn't it, to them to restart, as we had that header. Oh boy. And so they're still it's still going to take some time. They don't have him on a stretcher as of yet. They just showed the view. They've got him now on, and away we go. Interesting. Yeah, great idea. If you are live, going back to the 10-minute mark, and so we are Wrexham saying nothing looks bad about contact from a distance. I don't know whether it was an awkward hit, an awkward knock, or what that was. If anybody goes back while they're waiting and has a different opinion as to what they saw. Players just playing kickabout in front of 12,000, almost 13,000 people as he's up and the crowd rises to its feet. Interesting stuff to start. So, and thoughts obviously with Mr. Worrell. So Worrell apparently just got back from injury, is what Mark ends up saying, and so a little bit concerning. They just said no thumbs up from the stretcher, no movement from the stretcher, which is somewhat concerning. So the fans start with the Wrexham chant. We're getting closer to get in. Going to be 11 and a half minutes so far. And there's the goal kick put down. Picked up and away we go. I was going to get all that time and I didn't do the one job that I was supposed to do, and that was to go to FOTMob and pull up the stats so I could update the shots. Failure on my end, sleeping at the wheel as we're back underway. Barrow header into the box, headed away. Don't get sleepy now here, folks. McLean comes down and saves that one, drops it for O'Connor, and he goes long over. Fletcher there fighting. Lee gets in there with a header. It's a stepped on his foot. Fletcher stepped on his foot, and it's going to go the other way. Yeah, he got him right on the toes. I won't call that a flop, but we'll watch and see if Brendan does. I'm going to have a cough coming. So they've brought a lot of players up here as the keeper is going to try and thump this one in, apparently, over the top. Thank you for that one. I'll get there eventually with the shots. That is long. Ogonko runs up and grabs it. Turn and spin this one. They got all the players up. Get it out of here. There you go. Serve it up for him and give him a chance. Lee got McLean over to the left, plays it behind him and slows everything down a little bit because by the nature of the pass. So Lee took away a little bit of the opportunity by drawing it about 3 feet behind McLean, and forcing him to stop and go back and collect it. Lots of time in this one to go and do our thing. Poor pass, gives it away. Farming with it, and they're going to turn and come back our way. Yeah, John, we don't talk about the Canucks because it's bad luck. As soon as I start saying, oh, they could be a thing, I've said it like twice this season. They lost the very next game and played like absolute garbage. So in my world, the Canucks don't exist, and I'll worry about it if they end up getting somewhere. Throw in for Barrow on the right-hand side, knocked out by McLean. Our shape and our defensively, we look a lot better, but you know what? We got to get more shots than 2. I want to say we're 23 minutes into this one, but we're going to be, we've just lost 12 minutes, I guess. Switch to the left-hand side. Barrow running up on forward. Foley gets it back, all the way back into the center backs, and the pressure comes forward as Evans all the way up of the midfielders. Long ball over top. McLean's there. Let it roll. Gets it to Ogonko. And let's turn this the other one. Fans need to wake up. Yeah, John, I'm with you, but it's going to need something to get them into this, I think, because you go through an incident where you're 1-0 down, and then you see somebody get 12 minutes of treatment on the pitch. 12, 13 minutes of treatment on the pitch. It's going to slow down the mood, temper things quite a bit. Evans, O'Connor, looking to push forward. We got lots of people up there, just can't seem to looking for that connecting pass. Somebody draw back in a little bit. No, we're going to go up over the top instead. Knocked down. It's right there for us. Fletcher with a cheeky little chip. That was well done. Gets it over to McLean on the left-hand side. Edge of the 18-yard box. Moving it over. Lee, he was lining it up and then didn't take it. He's done it again. Kicked it across. He's got Cannon now over to the right side. He's going to have a crack? No. He wound up and then had a better thought about it. Draws it back. Keep the pressure on. Barrow all over us defensively, but Clareworth, long pass, too far in, but punched out. Cannon looking for it. Well done, Cannon. I didn't think he had any chance of stealing that one. There should be some singing now. Should be drawing him back in after this one. Forward heavy touch, but he's able to go collect it into the center of the pitch. Across to Lee, still outside the 18-yard box and looking. Missed the return ball, so Fletcher has to collect and cleans, but does. McLean left, looks, fakes the crosses, comes in, right footer, chipped in, clicked away. O'Connor knocked it down. The continued attack. The crowd starting to finally roar a little bit here. Clareworth, where's the fans? We're playing in a church. Evans over to the right-hand side. Clareworth, Aqua's drawn back in. Just lots of pressure. Oh, well done. Nice little interplay back to Max, who loses possession temporarily. Switch on. Evans in, looking to do the switch, and here we come. Tozer back to Clareworth as they draw out in a hurry. You know what? Well done by Barrow for coming out and defending that one. Long spell of possession. Clareworth over to the right-hand side, gets it over to 40, draws it on back. I will give Barrow credit for their shape. They come up in waves and they come up quickly. Like as soon as that came back to Clareworth on the left-hand side, their midfielders were out applying pressure immediately. And here they are again applying pressure immediately. Max looking to loop in. Gets it over to Ford. I don't know how many consecutive passes there are, but this is a streak for the season. I'd love to get something out of this. Fletcher with it. Left side deflection, and then caught. I will take that. Build. But the crowd, give a little bit for that. That was impressive play. Like, get up. And Mark just said this, if that's the shape of the game and that's how this is going to be, then I'm happy with that. I'm exactly the same way. I'm totally okay with that. Fletcher coming back to steal another ball. Well done. Oh, but gave it away with a bad pass, but then nicked again by McLean. McLean, turn on the counter. Max, Now the Wrexham fans starting to pick up a little bit. Ford, get it through. Long ball over to Cannon into the corner. That defender's got some wheels. Going to get the cross in, up, over top, knocked into the air. Ford recollects 18-yard box just outside. Ford searching towards the center of the pitch. He had the pass, thought it was a giveaway to Fletcher, but Fletcher comes and collects. Man, that was Lee, sorry. Lee and Fletcher just cleaning up garbage right now. Get this cross in. And he fakes the cross again and decides to keep it at his foot. There comes the cross. I don't like McLean going to his right from the left-hand side. That's twice he's done it. Forward shot, good block. It's going to come back, throw into us. 100 passes to 35 with 89% accuracy right now, Steve. Thank you for that, because I was curious, and that's absolutely nuts. 4 total shots. But we're definitely into this. Is here we come, McLean. I want McLean winning and beating the man to find a way to get in that left-footed cross in. He's been going to the right footer for 2 chips in a row. Hasn't really worked. Ford, one man on, one man looking, and he's got Cannon as an outlet. He takes Cannon. Cannon, you had a gap. I would have tried to exploit that maybe, but anyway, draws it back to Evans, who's now looking. We're in the center. Nice little tackle back through the center backs, and away we go again with this. I'm good with this. I said this before. Control through the midfield. It's cracking their back line is going to be the challenge, but I believe in the control in the midfield here. Long ball to Aqua, dangerous one. Aqua turning, well defended, knocked down, and away we go. That was a flop and a foul. That was a flop and a foul, because that even had the little floppy fish through the air. They say it could have been a yellow anyway. I actually think the flop may have taken away from the yellow because it was just sold too much. Knots with 1 to tie it up there. Unfortunate pass, unfortunate score. Knots 2-0. Hey, Kim, you're ruining it for us. Our turn to do the same thing. Let's turn this over. Going to be a Barrow throw in as they're taking their time. Under just that much pressure over and over, you can't bend that long without breaking, right? You have to break at some point. Tozer, well done. Just couldn't quite get it. Reached behind him and flicked it back to himself, trying to steal it off the throw, and it didn't quite get there. So Barrow throwing a little bit closer, halfway between the midfield and the goal line. Great little pressure, and we force another turnover. Knocked it off, and we'll get a throw in. Come on. Fletcher bullying it, trying to maintain possession. Doesn't. Barrow nicks it, gets it up to Aqua. Cleworth has just owned Aqua 3 times today. 3 times the little skinny 21-year-old just out bullying Aqua and spinning off the ball. Gotta love that. Down the line, Fletcher draws it back in, shielded away so that McLean could get there, but he doesn't get it. And it's cleared down to Ogonko, who's going to race out and grab it. Play it? No, he's going to eat it. The chat has died. Has this crowd? The crowd is silent. The chat is silent. I'm the only guy talking. Are we just in a state of shock at how this one's been going so far, or have I lost the universe? Kicked all the way down. Too stressed to type. I get it. It's going to be a lonely day for me. You got 89 people, 98 people sitting in the chat. Almost at 100. Throw up a poll. Yeah, I guess I could. I want to soak in as much as I can, so I don't want to waste my time sitting here typing away. But still just 4 shots to 1 as we roll through. Barrow with possession, trying to work away. And again, we're able to nick and force a bad pass, and McLean knocks it down. And we'll see if we're going to be able to connect through our midfield. Once we get it past the press, we seem to do a lot better. Lee steals it. Long ball, playing it for Mullen, and Mullen didn't have him read. A collision at the halfway line. Another Barrow player down. Fletcher, another clash of heads. Fletcher's touching the top of his noggin. This is number 6, Canavan, another one of the center backs. So 32nd minute. This one they're actually showing the replay for. Fletcher goes up, plays. Oh, that's Foley, not Canavan, and that's Foley. Just he deserved a card for that one. He just searched for a ball with nothing there and smashed our guy in the back of the head. We're going to go with there's your poll. Who's going to score the first? Go for the 3 guys that are up front that usually end up. Did the poll not pop up there? Did I delete the poll? There it is. Oh, everybody's feeling Lee today. Thanks for subscribing, Irvan. Pleasure to have you. As we're over 1100 and the game's back, 2-minute delays. So we're at like about 15 minutes of added time. Is that what we're at? Second half at Helmut. See, the thing about that one, Patrick, and by the way, Patrick Murray, an exceptional name. If you're from New Zealand, awesome. Really, really good friend of mine. Well, I won't say good friend. Somebody who I respect a lot from New Zealand, who I met back in 1993. Thrown in. Oh, had an opportunity to get there. McLean climbing the ladder, but doesn't get there. You know what? Other than that one goal, and this is the unfortunate part, is we've looked really good in the midfield, really good nick and possession defensively. We've looked solid all the way throughout. It's just that one lapse by Lee and or McLean not picking up the goal scores. And I believe it was it Spence who came screaming in to score that? I don't even remember. I was that frustrated and angry. Spence, yeah, 33 seconds in. Another nick of the ball, and away we go. Mullen by himself. Is he able to find somebody? A little bit behind Fletcher, but I can't blame him. Fletcher back heels it for McLean, gives it away. But I'm okay with that. Headed away, more possession for us. Lee on the battle, and it squeaks through to Fletcher, who just bullies the ball and takes it. We've got numbers. No push left side. Good ball over to McLean. I want to see this left-footed cross. There it is. And then he pounds it way too far. Up to try and take it. Can't, but Cannon will clean it up. Position. No. Look right side of the area. Cannon, he's got space. He's searching, finds Ford just inside the 18-yard box up at the corner, but he pulls it all out for Max, who's now moved up. Max looking to get it in. He's going to dance? No, he's not. He's going to draw it back to Ford, who there's the cross that we were looking for. Lands. Oof. The initial header was missed, but it fell at the feet and was able to get cleared, killing him everywhere but the scoreboard. And I'm this shape I have confidence in. I believe that we're going to be okay because of how well we've been controlling the game. Fans are already on them for time wasting and whistling. But if you're Barrow, you're slowing it down too to keep the crowd out of it. The crowd is, and I don't know whether oh, I don't know if that was a foul because he even had his hands up before he was pulled him down. I'd like to see a replay on that to see if Fletcher gave him some sort of superhero tug on the back of the jersey, that the flop counter by Brendan gets up an extra one. And the whistles are going again, looking for those cards. The keeper up to play it in on another one where they're all lined up and scrambling forward. Fletcher gets up. Ogonkwo got to get there, Ogonkwo. You got to get there, Ogonkwo. You, oh my God, ricocheted off. Out for handball. I don't even know what happened there. Oh, that was all unnecessary. Just that was only a 4 foot get, and that's not like Arthur not to go out there and get that. I'm curious as to see. Fletcher tries to head it away, and it's crossed through. They show for handball. Wasn't handball. Hit Max on the left hip. Anyway, Barrow with some extended possession now down the left-hand side. Cross into the area. Easily headed away. Cleworth has been everywhere so far. That was Canavan. Drilled. Arthur with the stop. Nobody back. 3 guys. If you got 3 guys back, Arthur, that means you go. Well done. Up to Cannon. Pushed in the back. Enough. And the referee yells at us to say, hey, play it back here. And Evans is like, I'm getting the ball because he freaking kicked it all the way up here. You know what? Let's get this going. It is an odd game, Kim. That is absolutely sure. Good stop by Okonkwo. Not a great one. Would have liked to have seen him do a little bit more there. But Tozer pulled back, but still maintains possession. Looks over to Evans, who's drawn back with the center back. Somebody's got to come back, or else we just got to play hoofball over top. And I don't want to do that. I'm okay searching. Tozer now up looking. And he found an outlet. Somebody came back and gave him an out. Well done to Mr. Lee, who looks to move forward. Mullen draws back for Lee over to McLean. He plays it down, and they say, free kick to us. Good on him for playing advantage, just kicking the leg. That shot was a rocket. Here we go. Oh, across from the long way away. Oh, it's there for Mullen if he can get there. Kicked out. We're going to get a corner. The first one of the match. Kim, you spoke to it. You also have to say something about no Wrexham goals now, really, really quick. It's been an odd game. I haven't had a problem with Gary. No, with Scott so far, other than maybe some time wasting. So it's going to be a left-footed out swinger. Here it comes. Looks to be in the middle. Looks to be good delivery. That was good service as it's knocked down. It's brought up forward now, moving forward. Left foot, chipped up, over top. Not enough on it, but it falls to Cannon, who heads it over. Thought it was a foul. I didn't see it was a foul. Ooh, that's Cannon again, and he's going to eat a card for this. Cannon, again, this is the exact same. Oh, he's not going to eat a card for that. Good. But that's the same situation that we ran into before, where Cannon coming back after trying to chase down possession, he gets close to the man and ends up clipping him every time, and the player just obliges and falls to the ground. I'm with you, Kim, on that one. I feel like I've got to go and turn on an extra light here. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. I was just noticing that things were a little bit fuzzy. I think we've got 13 to 15 in extra time. Lee tripped down again, and we're going to get a free kick the other way. No card on that one. The press is on by Barrow for the first time. Let's get that goal before the first half ends. Oh, Fletcher, Lee, Aqua. Barrow ends up nicking it, and they've got some extended possession now as we're trying to get square, and everybody comes back, and we're set now. Give and go. Nice little play. I was going to roll too far off his boot, but Newby's able to get it. Picks off, and they're going to get a throw in. Canavan. Throws it short. Canavan, left side. Newby, good little challenge going on there, and came in, and the ball is nicked. Well done. Hurry up. Didn't have any options, so he just kicks it down the pitch. I don't know what to do in that situation, because it's either that or you bang it off their legs and hopes it goes for a throw. If extra time 6 minutes, we're going to be absolutely robbed. Barrow extended possession now, looking shifted, kicked in. That was a really good good ball that came in, dangerous. Fletcher comes back to help out defensively. Cannon goes up and gets it. Evans knocks it back. Fletcher, go with it. Lee, Fletcher, good interplay to get some space, and then kicks it over the top, and Ford's still there. I've got these backwards. No wonder it's so awkward. Maintain possession. The crowd getting into it now for nothing more to just draw and encourage them in. It's you guys have been quiet today. Everybody's nervous watching. Come on, lads. Cleworth jumps, couldn't get to it. Tozer's there to grab it instead. Pushes it forward, just kicks it out. 83% accuracy just came up on the stats there. I've got 84, 169 passes to 43. Shots are 4-3. Possession 72-28. Equal on shots on target. So it's just that final touch in their final third. Our final third, I guess, if we're the attacking team. Evans, as we're playing header ping pong through the midfield. Aerial contact to Fletcher. Fletcher's down. He smacked in the nose. He's not in a good place right now. No physio being called on. No interest from the referee. Looking for the play there. Oh, elbow to the top of the head. That's a card. Caught him with an elbow in the side of the head. The drag arm in. Like, not that he dropped it with any force, but he's coming through with his elbow and smacks him on the top of the noggin with the elbow. Yeah, and that's what the color commentator doesn't say, that there's no movement. You leave your elbow out there to hit somebody. That's on you. Aqua on Cleworth. Cleworth on Aqua. Cleworth has been up for the call on him so far this match, so it's drawn back anyway, and Barrow's going to recycle down through the left-hand side. Nice little pass over to Aqua, who just enters into the 18-yard box. That play through, we haven't had that. There's been no pass. All of our passes 180, and I don't recall one of them within the 18-yard box itself. So that's the difference that Barrow's able to do that we're not. As we move forward across the midfield stripe, McLean stops, looks to bring it back. Are we going to do the switch? Evan brings it back to Tozer and then runs forward. Switch, is it on? Tozer gets to the midfield. He's searching, looking, long ball, up over, headed down, and they're able to gain possession. Are we able to put pressure on and get it back? Smashed long and away. Tozer with it, draws it back to Okonkwo. 14 minutes of added time. That's about what I said, right? 13 to 15. I am getting good at calling this. My only skill, determining how many minutes of extra time are anticipated in a football match. Go me. Put forward, Cannon up over to the right side. Cleworth joining, able to hit the gap, 18-yard box, forward, cross header there, lunged. I'll take that. Mullen came screaming in for the header, just couldn't quite get to it. Well, we are going to get a full run out. They're down to 4. Well, they only have 4 subs left. I don't think, if I recall correctly, they used 2 of them in the last match. They tend to go with their starters, and that's what they do. Ford draws it back to Okonkwo, and we get moving forward. Okonkwo, wild pass. Is it saved? And just almost went for a corner, but instead it's going to be a throw in, and Arthur gives the apology there. That was not a great pass. Ay, 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 ay. Another warning for time wasting in the first half. Into the penalty area, danger. Oh, right footed. Ogonkwo. See, that's the only difference is our entries into the 18-yard box and our play and finding space within the 18-yard box. We're dominating every other category, but Barrow still is finding a sniff when they get close. And to be fair, that's what happened the first game. We dominated and controlled the whole game, although we were up 1-0 on the Lee penalty. Um, we just weren't able to find a way through their defensive lines. Kip, because we had an unfortunate incident where a player got stretchered off for a Barrow and a card. I thought he got to the ball and got through there clear. They're calling for the physio. I didn't think that that was a foul. McLean gets their ball, gets a little bit ahead of him, so he dives for it. Oh, he, you know what? He got the ball. It wasn't his lead foot that took him out. He just clipped him with the right foot coming through. The player's fine. This is a bad call. He wins the ball, goes through his lead foot that's going through, makes no contact. There's no maliciousness in this. There's no intent. There's no, and all he does is clip him with his um his opposite foot goes behind him, and it ends up just getting clipped barely. Well, it might be his reputation, John, but that well, he wasn't reckless there. I get what you're saying. He's been reckless in the past, and so because he has that reputation, Mullen had a header. He's come back to play two balls, from my recollection. And so back to I think I went over it why we've got 14 minutes, and then there was another one where another Barrow player for about a minute and a half was on the pitch after a head collision. Um, I believe it was Foley, if I recall correctly, who jumped up and smashed Fletcher in the back of the head and then went down. The third keeper taken free kick, but he goes way too far. Arthur gets it forward to Evans and through the midfield stripe. Does he see Aqua? He does. He puts it out there to the right hand side and gives the ball away. No, it got missed by Tranmere. Sorry, he didn't play it. He let it go through his legs, so it would go out for the throw. And are the fans going to get on him for time wasting again? It's been a fascinating first half. Everything we didn't want to see. When it seems already looking to take time, let the clock go after 33 seconds, after a goal 33 seconds in. With it. Nice little play off on the left hand side into the penalty area, across the face of goal, and purse. Again, they just find a line and run straight through it, and it's dangerous every time. Fletcher tries to do a return pass and goes out, and it's going to be a kick to them. 0 shots on target to 1. Well, that looks good for the draw. I mean, Kim, I'll take that if that's continuing, and it's going to be that sort of game. And there, man, nice little play right across the face. Into the area again for Barrow. Tozer clears it, knocked down by Barrow, and they've been dominating here for a little bit of a spell here. It's been 6, 7, 8 minutes. Mullen up on the chase. Pressure on, goes for the run back as it gets played all the way back to the keeper, and the keeper comes out and just thumps it away. Close off of his head, up to the midfield stripe. That's just self-preservation mode when the guy's coming in forward like that. What do you do if you're Canada? Do you take that challenge into the back and just end up getting crushed? Because that would have been a football tackle if you stood in there. It's like taking a high punt in the NFL. You know you're going to get cleaned out. Is that going to go too far? It does. Arthur's got it. 7.5 minutes. We've got halfway through our injury time here. Let's get some pressure on and maybe pot one before the end here. Some tired legs. Mistakes happen. Let's put the pressure on. Put the pressure on. Force it. Fletcher up looking nice little play forward. If Lee, he's left it. He's got people running forward. Cannon right in front gets it over to Fletcher. 18-yard box. We're into it. Mullen plays it back to Fletcher. Fletcher shot. Scores! Yes, Fletcher and Mullen with the interplay. Love it. Stand there in front of the new coffin. All of your glory, sir. You deserve it. Whoo! Finally, I was like, I just want to get some passing inside that 18-yard box, and there it is. Lee gets it up to Mullen. Mullen gets it back to Fletcher. Push it on forward. Mark it up on the board. Let's get going. Let's get going. I'm hungry for more. I'm not satisfied. I won't be satisfied until we break them. Watch this again. Cannon gets it over to Fletcher. And I thought it was Lee who had the touch, but it's not. It was Cannon to Mullen. Fletcher. Good on. It was a little bit high. Fletcher running through, had to knock it down through the air on that pass, that back heel that came up, scooped up in the air a bit. And so it came up into the air over top, and Fletcher knocks it down, punts it one time forward, draws it into the left side. And Kim, you win. You win a prize. I don't know what the prize is. My affection. There it is for whatever that's worth. Turn it forward, turn it forward, turn it forward, and away we go. Fletcher with it. I love this end of the half nonsense. Gets it to Lee. Drawn down. Card that. Card that. Every day of the week you card that. Thank you. What are we there? 15 feet away from the edge of the 18-yard box as Tozer's up there giving lip and a meal to White, who just pulled down Lee. And White's saying, what for on the yellow? Give him another one for dissent. Give him another one. I take full responsibility. I love it. You win another Wrexham goal. Yeah, keep it going. If we win another one, then that one's going to be on Scott. Keep those comments rolling for the good luck. That's called karma. Score off that free kick. You damn rights we need to. 2 in the wall, 3 in the wall. Tough one to score from because you're at that weird angle. Mullen's out there on his own, so he's having a crack. Gonna be right-footed. You know what's happening. Mullen's not putting this into the box. He's having a... And there it is. Scores! Yes! Mulsey! That was an absolute scorcher into the top right corner. Woo! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Forgot to hit this one before. Oh. That free kick was something else. All class, all the time. Interesting that they didn't leave somebody out there for the dummy to make it look like they'd be doing anything else other than shoot. They just were like, you know what, Mullen. We got Mullen, Super Paul Mullen. We'll let him have a crack. And he just lines it, gives a little bit of a nod. He's not even looking into the mob. He just walks right footer over the wall, places in the corner, and Farman's left hitting the pole, dummying over himself. What a beauty end to a awkward, weird, horrible start to the first half. Oh man. And that new coffee erupts behind. Oh, everything you want to see. Everything you want to see. Keep going. Let's get 3. Why are we going to stop at 2-1? Mullen with did he just pull up? Mullen just pull up there on the run? I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here. Oh, okay. Good news. Good news only. Whew. Ball over the top. The chase is on. Mullen into the corner. He looks fine, so I'm okay. Skies it up into the air. Turns. Cannon still fighting. Cannon. Ford comes in. Kick, and it's going to be corner. Corner to the right-hand side. Going to be a left-footed in swinger. Line up the inside of the box. So we're only 12 minutes in. Mullen, Wrexham just bullying them. Bullying them. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And the chat gets rolling again because we're all having a good time. Load up here, boys. McLean in swinger. 2 up close. Everybody else right at the penalty dot. Oh, our post is there. Hit it in. Yes, yes, Fletcher. You. What's going on? What is going on? Mobbing them. Mobbing them. Fletcher says, "You give me a start, I'll give you goals." Parky, don't doubt me. I got this. I'm healthy as all. I'm an ox. I'm an ox. Whoo! This is a lot of fun. Can we have more extra time, please? Can we just keep this going? Can we go? Let's go get 4. Let's have some fun with this. I hope they crush their spirits and break them down and score one more or get one right at the start of the second half. And then let's run it. Let's run it. Beautiful far post. Fletcher's completely unmarked. They grab a bunch of bodies and everybody forgot Fletcher, and he just walks with a bullet of a header, and all you see is Chester flailing. I'm mad at you. Love it. Love it. And the best part about that whole thing is that back replay with has Evans up. He's cheering a goal before it even goes in. He just knows. He just knows. Andrew, you're not the only one going insane. Everybody over here is going nuts. I'm going nuts. The stadium's going nuts. There is a buzz now, and here comes Barrow. Forward clears it up into the center backs. I haven't updated the shots. I don't know what's happening. Another one. We're on the run. Beautiful little ball. Can Fletcher collect that? Collects it out to McLean. It gets a touch, and we're going to have a throw. Tozer bomb. Bring it in. Let's make it 4-1 off the Tozer bomb. No, they play it clean and quick instead. McLean. Oh, could have taken that off of Lee, but doesn't. No, that little interplay, almost the beauty of a play. Turn it. And we nicked it in the midfield, and away we go again. Lee trying to settle it down. Aqua on him, who's come all the way back because he was trying to gain that possession. Whoo! Breathe. Breathe. Clearworth, right side. Aqua with it. He's got a man over on the right-hand side. If he can find him, doesn't. O'Connor's there to intercept it. Well read because he was a little bit out of possession. Wensley, because we like the drama. There's the whistle for the first half, and I forgot to hit this for the third goal, so I'm going to do it now. Holy cow. I thought that there should have been a minute or two of extra time because, well, you had 2 goals. And the guy doing the color deserves the call. That was an amazing comment. If you didn't get a chance to hear it, he says, "I feel bad for Parky because it's his entire half for the speech half has been changed because of what happened at the end of things." I'm going to take a second and have a cough here. What in the hell did we just see? Try to explain that first half. Try and explain that first half. Absolute shocking start. The first goal goes in. One of either Lee or McLean or both need to be blamed for just not wanting it, not being picked up, and not being awake. As it happened so long ago, as the cross that came in skipped right across the face of goal, and Spence is left there. And kudos to Spence for wanting it. Filled a lane, filled a gap on the far post, and cleared it. Nothing could do there. Man of the half, Fletcher. Yeah, I think that's pretty damn clear. But that was interesting. No doubt that was interesting. That was madness, chaos, and beauty all rolled up into one 55-minute bundle of what the fuckery. Wrexham at home. Oh. You look at the momentum meter that sits there on FOTMob. Lots of red. They came out strong. And then after that, just nothing but red. 3 goals, filling the net. The expected goals still aren't high. There's that one, and I don't know if that was. I think that was McLean. Um, to be fair, Lee went to try and I think pick him up once he saw him coming off of that inside shoulder, but that's McLean I think who had to come with the man. But in any event, I'm trying to even recall the goals that happened. I'm going to enjoy these highlights because it'll be like the first time, anyways. Oh, I'll go to the table afterwards. So this is Ford gets it into Cannon. This wasn't the first goal, was it? Oh, that was the Andy Cannon attempt off the left foot that they're showing right now. That I don't know if he's going to score from that angle. I would have liked to see him a chip across or an extra one more touch of the ball to come across the face. Barrow on fire for the first 2 minutes. Yes. So that was first goal. Fletcher Mullen backheel back to Fletcher, and that was a beautiful little take. Lee to Cannon, Cannon to Fletcher, Fletcher Mullen, the back pass up in the air, he knocks it down with his left foot, pushes it forward with the right, and then one foot cross in. And I love the shot of the cop rising to its feet. It's glorious on every angle. Hammers it, and you can see everybody slowly all rise, and then the arms come up. Ugh. And the second one was the Mullen absolute firecracker of a right footer with nobody there to set the message that we're doing. Like he basically said, I'm lining up, I'm taking a shot on goal. You're going to have to try and stop me. And they didn't. And then the third one off the corner, McLean serves it up back post, and the cop rises again. All rise. Justice Fletcher attending. Setting up shop, putting on court and a display in front of the cop. The defibrillator. I just take my aspirin before every match. Make sure the blood's flowing and everything's all good. Haven't looked at the out of town scoreboard, haven't done a thing there. Let's do I dare bring up the table? Is that bad juju? I don't believe in bad juju. The other nice advantage of being against Barrow for this one is they were ahead of us on goal differential. Now being up to 3-1, we've jumped one ahead of them on that tie break. We're sitting in second, 2 points up on Mansfield. We're in that draw, which a draw to me is the perfect outcome in that game. It puts us within shout of Stockport, and it keeps us ahead of Mansfield. Mansfield, remember, is going to play that extra game against FGR. They're going to have their makeup game while we're playing. It's not the Shrewsbury match. It's I keep wanting to call Shrewsbury Shrewsport. Why? There's no port. Something in my head just doesn't connect, and I know it's going to come out one of these times because I catch myself every single time almost saying it. But I'm going to bring up Mansfield's schedule here because they've got their makeup game with FGR set for. They've got January 16, and then they play FGR again February 10. They're one of the teams that's playing because there's 6 squads. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's W and G or Kim. We're in the know. There's 6 squads League Two that are in the FA Cup that aren't having matches, and the other matches will still go on. So we'll be able to watch that. And maybe do I do a watch party for an opposing game? I hate giving money to other teams. Stockport's not playing until the 13th, so they've got a postponement because of their competition. I think Mansfield's out, and so we know that. Barrow, they're going to play Tranmere on Saturday. Do we dare give the Tranmere Rovers or Barrow some cash and do a watch party for that one, just so that we've got something to do on the Saturday? Oh, no kidding, woke you up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here. It feels like it's 5 o'clock in the evening. I'm getting ready to eat some food and put myself down for the night. 5 o'clock because I'm that old. Holy cow. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. That was a beauty. Hey, while you're here and it's the half, hit that like button. Right now we're sitting in second place on the live scores. Sitting in second, if the results end the way they are right now, we'll be 3 points behind Stockport with a game in hand. Meaning we're looking at goal differential, which they have the tiebreaker on, but we are within sniffing distance of Stockport. It does leave Mansfield only 2 points behind with a game in hand. Their game in hand is going to be played here while we're doing the FA Cup. They'll catch up to us, and then they're going to play their extra game. They'll actually be a game ahead of us here by the end of January. We haven't rescheduled our FGR match, and we'll actually be 2 games behind because of how things are going. And the only Stockport's not playing this weekend, so I guess we'll only be 1 behind because they'll still have their game in hand. As you can see, the out of town scoreboard ticking through here. Crawley up, Doncaster up. Notts County still drawn, tied 2-2 with Tranmere, which is got to be a frustrating result for them. They'd want to get more, as they don't want to be they actually leapfrog, not with their goal differential, but they can be tied on points with Barrow if these results all hold. Crew up with 3 points. Wimbledon is sitting in a draw situation with FGR, so that's got to be a frustrating result for them. And the MK Dons are down 3. So really, a lot of the middle of the table, Walsall up 2-1, Crawley up 2-0, Harrogate up 1-0. Walsall continuing their run. They're up 2-1 on Grimsby in the 52nd minute. Oh man, this. I was hoping we had them. There's something magical about the race course, because this is a game where we've been a little bit slow to start, a little bit slow to go. You'll have to tell me, am I a little bit bitty with you guys today? But let's draw comparisons between the Walsall match away and the Barrow match at home. All credit to Walsall, they beat us and they deserve the win. But Barrow needs to be a higher quality team. We just didn't have the ponies. We didn't have that chutzpah. We didn't have the ability to fire up the match against Walsall. And I was nervous, and I think most of us were, because the chat went so quiet, that now in the second half, or now at the end of the first half, we found another level. Whether that's Fletcher being the difference, whether that's Evans being back in being the difference, whatever that is, forward on the right-hand side, whatever you want to, or just the fans drawing them in. But I'm okay with Fletcher coming in as a super sub until we play one of the top teams, right? Stockport at the end of the season, Mansfield over the Easter break. In comes Fletcher. You get your full 90, and then preserve him, shelter him, put him in a nice little Zorb in between matches so that he can bounce around and be happy and not get any injuries. Also have to remember, we don't know what's going to happen over the January window here. Oh, and I've got to reset my time. I can stop this, set this to 45. Because I've been letting that clock run the whole time. Set that up, and we're sitting at the half, having a chat. I don't know what your thoughts are about that, but we've got the transfer window coming up, and so what are we going to get? We're going to get certainly improvements in the back. I mean, if we're going to have any signing at all, it's got to be somebody in the center back position, right? Whether a pacey center back. I still say, and I know people don't like bringing over MLS players and all that sort of stuff, but Donovan Pines. Alex, there was at the 10-minute mark, there was a clash, and they didn't show the replay. We or Wrexham went back and looked at it and said not much on it. I didn't see it live, but it ended up knocking out a player for Barrow, and Laurel, number 7, their center back, was playing on that right side. Don't know exactly what happened, but he was splayed out. Stretcher had to come on. It was 13 minutes. Cryogenics to keep Fletch going. Do it. Rob and Ryan have some money. There's some turnover there. We can pay for some fun. Yes, and that could be the difference too, right? Evans coming in, Jones being available. But Michael, you missed chaos, absolute madness. 33 seconds in, and they score a goal. Spence scores it. Most of the blame I put on McLean for not picking up Spence, running and filling the gap on the back post. Lee tried to pick him up late, so give him a little bit of blame. But it was just a shocking start. And then really it was us dominating throughout, except we couldn't get a touch within the 18 yard. Um, Barrow, let's not forget, Barrow's not out of this. Uh, they've when they've had the ball on attack, they've made some nice little interplays, and their players fill the lanes and fill the gaps, looking going forward. And then at the end, it was madness. It was Fletcher picking up a back heel pass or a back pass from Mullen, uh, up off the air, playing it forward to himself, and a gorgeous strike into the left hand corner, the left from him, right for the goalie, uh, clocking it in. The second one, that goal will fascinate me forever because there was no camouflage. There was no trickery. Mullen lines up for a free kick and a three-man wall, and Mullen is the only guy there. Sending out to the university announcement, I'm taking a crack, I'm having a shot, and you're gonna have to beat me. And the keeper couldn't. From that far out, keeper couldn't. And then the third goal was off of a corner from an in swinger from McLean, who punches it all the way to the far post, and Fletcher, the only man left unmarked, similar to the Spence goal, left unmarked on the far post, just this one being a header instead of to the boot. Didn't know it was a match day today. Well, yeah, I guess because it's a Monday. So, yeah, just another day in the office for everybody. So, we won't have a match until Sunday now after this one. That's we're into the FA Cup. There are matches on Saturday for League Two. There, I think it's six games going on the Saturday. The most important one for us, Stockport's off. Mansfield is on as against Crew, so I can fire up the watch party if we wanted to. Why don't I make that a poll? Would you watch? So I'm going to end the poll. Mullen was up for 36. Nobody had Fletcher, who scored the first, as another. And maybe I should have put, or not as many had him. Sorry, maybe I should have put him in. I'll start a poll as the trumpets blare announcing the arrival on Saturday. Would you want a watch party for um, Mansfield versus Crew? The second option would be Barrow versus Tranmere. Or no thanks, Wrexham only. Well, I won't say Wrexham only. No thanks, you're good. So I'll start that. If you guys wanted to, I might be able to squeak in a Saturday watch party for one of those two matches, just to sort of sit and chit chat and maybe prepare for things. And the other thing is the fourth cup round draw will occur sometime, I believe, on Sunday, before or after a match. I'm not sure. I will be here for that, if Wrexham's still in it, to watch the draw. So that's one thing to add. Kim picked. Well, thank you. Whoa, we're underway. The whistle blows and I'm not ready. Let's see where we're at. I'm at 45:09. So we'll race up and away we go. We're going towards the old cop, and a nice little ball to start off with to Aqua. He's all by himself there. Clearworth is with him. Barrow's running forward. Max on Aqua. He's had his number all day. As that's going to roll out, and it's going to go for a throw in from the corner. Well done again by Max. The problem hasn't been with carrying the ball. Where the Hugh, I'm answering your question about bringing Barnett in. Um, the problem had been up until the end is finding ways to get the ball into the 18-yard box or interplay between the players inside that 18-yard box. We've got there now. So to me, Barnett, you know what? Do I have him ranked ahead of Ford? Yes. And so I would probably take him in and be very comfortable with it. But I don't think it's Barnett's quality in carrying the ball better than Ford that's different. It's the interplay with he's been with Max and with Cannon over on that side. It's that interplay. And I think he could be on. Yeah, the second half is on now. I got the 46 minutes. Barrows started off coming at us again as they did in the first half. As we knock it down and Lee runs forward. I think he could have got there if he put his head down. I'm going to bring up Fought Mob, see where we're at with everything. Is Farman hoofs it down the pitch. Well done, Kluworth. Knocks it down, gets it forward. And they're able to nick it away off of Mullen. Nice little flick forward, but Tozer has it read, and Tozer comes back and thumps it down the pitch again. Going to be I almost said Tranmere, a Barrow throw. Still watching that Stockport. We made me a little bit nervous there. That was Foley, or sorry, Stevenson, the man who came in to cover for Worrell after he went out, who had an opportunity there on Algonquin, but hoofs it over the pitch. Barrow coming out like gangbusters. They are on the prowl. Mullen touch, but nothing to it. Fletcher decides to run it down, and Farrell gets it, and away we go. Fought Mob stats, bring those up. Those are wrong stats. Fletcher flicked onto McLean. McLean left-hand side, 18-yard box, doing the dance. I get to that left foot. He does. Left foot, cross in. Yeah, only enough to the short post. Midlee's there, headed back into the box. And they blew it down. 40th minute. Minute of applause. If you don't know, the eldest steward unfortunately passed away not last week, but the week before. Or no, it was last week, and so they missed the cheer, the minute of applause, the respect. So giving that to him now. So sad to hear of his passing. He was there for the Newport game, which was the last home game prior to this one, and then passed away, unfortunately. Ooh, clash of heads. I think that was mutual. McLean goes down. Well, they're calling for the physio. Yeah, Roy, longest serving. At least that's what I've heard. Longest serving. I guess may not be the oldest if I did make a mistake and say that. Getting the stretcher again. 48 years of service. And more importantly, just sounds like a quality man. Reading Twitter of all the posts of the steward who passed, and every single person had comments. Um, Talked about how good they were. Gemma Owen, I believe, just said that she'd talked to him just on the during the Newport one. So it's McLean. I don't know who the Barrow player is. I'm going to assume on that left side that it'd be Ray. No, it'd be Canavan. That would make sense positionally, but I can't guarantee that. I do think that McLean coming off and Mendy going on is a bright idea. He's got his yellow. Don't need to pick up the extra red. McLean's not a big step, or Mendy's not a step down by any stretch. That was a pretty decent healthy clash. Unlike the first one, which I never noticed it. That one you saw the clash and you kind of went, ugh. Wesley, absolutely. In fact, if the scoreboard stays together, stays as it is today, we've got a game in hand and 3 points. Destiny is in our hands. We control the outcome. Um, get us to a Stockport game at the end of the year with an opportunity to chase it down. So I don't know if anybody's heard or anything that I've missed. Somebody down in Stockport, man, the top four teams are having at each other, aren't they? I don't know how you control that. Wearing a helmet? How snug would you have to make that thing? Tranmere up 3-2, just looking at things. Shrewsbury's finally found its legs going up 3-0 against Fleetwood, although Fleetwood second from the bottom, you'd expect it. And it was a clash of heads. It was a nasty clash. I didn't see the first one that took Worrell out. I have to go back on the watch the replay to see exactly what happens. We are Wrexham back and had a look. But this was just 18-yard box extended. High ball came over on a switch, and they both went up to go and get it. And I can't fault either of them. They both jumped at the same angle. They both jumped at the same time. They both had the equal right to the ball. They clattered heads. So another hush on the crowd because you just don't like to see this stuff, whether it's opposing players or our own or our own. You just don't want to see injuries, and so I'm even my kids are angry about it. The cup game is on Sunday. The white bar that's down below has the start time. I believe it's a 6 a.m. start, a 2 p.m. kickoff, a 6 a.m. start for me. It will be an early one. I think that the draw will happen after the match. Might be during the half, but I think it's after the match. We're taking on Shrewsbury, who's on a poor run of form recently, but they're winning today against a poor competition in Fleetwood Town. Walsall is just out. Walsall might be making a run at this. I'll tell you, you won't want to make the playoffs uh, and fall down into and just eke in a fourth or fifth place team with the way that Walsall's playing recently. We'll see what ends up having. That clack sounded like billiard balls breaking. That's not a good thing. I mean, appreciate the offer for Saturday, but pass. Hey, that's fine. I'm thought I'd ask. I'll end the poll now and just have a look. But 57% said no thanks. So what's 43%? We'll see about it. But the hush over the crowd still down. Stretcher is going to be coming in. You just don't like to see this stuff. Yeah, John, but they've also lost to some questionable teams too, right? But lately, the last month and a half, we're just Walsall was down 1-0. Crawley's all over Swindon. Oh, we've got a goal. Mansfield up on Stockport. W&G with the scoop on that one. So that's going to change the look of the table quite substantively, and leaves control and destiny in the hands of Mansfield. I mean, I guess we can still nick it away because we've got a game against them coming up over the Easter break. And I still don't know which player this is. It's John. It's not going to be shown this way, so I either have to mind meld with Brendan again, but Brendan's going to be here to fill in and cover if need be. If I'm able to mind meld, I will. Could be some latency. Wednesday, there's another player getting stretchered off. I missed who this is, and so we're waiting to see. Quicker with the physio coming off this time. Oh, and he gave a free kick to them. Okay, I'm surprised by that. I didn't think that either team. Maybe that's just. So that was Stevenson. So that's the same position. Right back out twice, and now they've. McLean's off for 30 seconds. We've got two guys in a wall, 18-yard box extended, going to be a right-footed into the box and bounced off the wall, and it goes rolling out. I appreciate that, John. I think it's just going to be Brendan's and or I signing in. And we'll see if I can end up getting something. Unless I can convince my wife to allow me to travel down to the U.S. for Sunday morning, and I set up in a coffee shop somewhere. Hoofed down the pitch, headed up into the air. I was going to bring that table up while we were at it. I know it's dangerous. You're not supposed to look during the game, but that would leave us in third with Mansfield ahead of us, but we'd be all 2 points short of Stockport, us with one game in hand, Mansfield with two in hand. I mean, at the end of the day, what I would like to see more than anything else is for there to be a divide between the third and the fourth team. Yes, I want to change out the charge down for the championship. Late challenge. That's an elbow. They're screaming for a red. And they said, yeah, you can treat him. And he says, Tozer says no. And Tozer's like, so I'm only saying it was an elbow because of a comment here in the ears. It's going to be a free kick, but no cards, no words to a Barrow player. Shocking. Let me just watch this. So this is McLean down the right side, and it was an elbow, but I don't think it was an intentional elbow. Did he flick it up? Shoulder charge. He turned in a little bit of a barge, but I don't think there's much in that. Let's just take McLean and say thank you very much. You've had yourself a wonderful match, and let's bring in Mendy because there's just too much drama going on with McLean. How many games haven't we played yet? Two? No, just one. We're one behind with FGR, but we are going to lose a game on Saturday. Our game against Saturday, I believe it's MK Dons, is rescheduled because we'll be playing in the Cup. So we will be 2 games behind Stockport. Lee, almost had that opportunity to sneak in there and grab that. Fletcher dancing with it, pulled down. You got to call a free kick. Absolutely. Enough was enough. Got to get closer here, and I'm not going to be able to see. Let's try this one other way. Oh, that's Mazid or Ogumbo. Mazid is his first name, but that's what they've listed on their card, so I'll go with that. John, I'm with you. McLean jumped into a shoulder elbow. He did turn at the same time, but I don't think that it was even intentional for that turn. Head down. Lee, cross, far post. Oh, not it. Nobody had their, but right idea. Right idea from Lee, just didn't have anybody turning to run forward for it. And so it'll go where it went. Yeah, John doesn't like McLean. That's fine. I do think it's the right call here. You've got a man on a yellow. You've got a guy who just took a shot to the head, and you've got a guy who's been around a potential another yellow card with that head collision. Not that I think it would have been given, but the question always gets asked, right? I would have been upset as all hell if he would have got a yellow off of that. I'm disappointed as it is that there was a free kick given on it. But in any event, O'Connor with it, plays it back to Ogonkwo. John, you're welcome. Handball calling for a penalty, nothing given. The fans are getting on the ref. Everybody's getting on the ref. We hit the 60th minute. Well, not including all the extra time, DeAndre. So maybe there will be a little bit of a buffer here. But he's, you know what? McLean's had himself a solid game. Well done. We gained possession again. We've been doing a good job of being able to pull ball off of them in ground duels. I don't remember a game that we've had this many ground duels. One has got to set up. Mullen, well done, recognizes the pressure's on, pulls it back, and just settles it down. Lee, left-hand side. Fletcher, into the middle of the pitch. Played forward to Lee. Is enough pace? He does. Oh, he didn't get there. Had an opportunity to get there. As the code shows up, I haven't seen the code on a broadcast to make sure that who's tracking illegally. And as I announced that, are they going to follow me and time it? Ooh. Mendy comes in at the 70th minute. Sean missed it. Pulled down. Oh, a little bit of push and shove here. Lee didn't like the extra challenge, and so he's glammed on, and the Tranmere player's just having a laugh at him, newbie. And the referee's sitting there saying he's trying to get away, and so now the referee's talking to Lee, and Lee's saying, well, you missed him kicking me in the legs when I was down. Yeah, I always assumed it pops up, but I haven't seen it in a long time, so I was wondering. So there's the fall over. Newbie gets up, plays the ball behind him, gets up and grabs him by the shorts, and Lee says, what the hell are you doing? Puts his hands on him, and so Lee grabs him and ties up. Walk away, walk away. I like myself a little bit of drama myself, Gail. Lee plays it back. No shots, no activity, 256 passes with 78% accuracy is pretty damn spanky and positive. Goes over top, but Ray's able to go and collect it. Mazid into Aqua. Max has him, and Max deserves a cookie or a steak dinner for how much the little man has absolutely bullied Aqua the whole time. And I say little man now because Max is short. Max is a tall guy, but he's put on some weight certainly over the 2 seasons, because you see that somebody had the comparison up of the size of him, and he's been putting on gains, but he's not as big as Aqua by any stretch. No more cards, no more drama. I'm okay with a really boring half. Let's not test the heart rates. I don't want to have to check my pulse or take a second aspirin, make sure that the blood's flowing. Well done. Another ground duel interception, and Lee on the run plays it up forward over to the left-hand side, kind of in between ball. So we're going to get a throw. Ray, so it's going to be a throw to them. Hit Mullen. In between ball from Lee. Wasn't really for Mullen, wasn't really for McLean, and instead they're able to get up there and punt that one through and up over. And so they get their throw and play to themselves. But giveaway? Nope, not given away. Played back, put pressure on to Ray. Ray turning, well done by him, and he clears it up. Haven't heard the attendance shout as Aqua flops on the ground, nothing given. A man that big getting bullied over by the wind, and Mullen squeaks in. Does he have an opportunity here? Can he get to it? He does. Oh, short side, and just misses it. I was like, can he get in there from the angle? Aquaman was a really bad, boring movie. Yes, it was. Kim is owning the comments today. I'm sorry, Gail, I don't know what you said, if that was caps or what happened that ended up grabbing you. I just didn't know what Mullen could have done from here. I thought maybe he had to go for the pass. Evans nicks it again. I am loving, if that's one thing we picked up from the Walsall game, is our ability to nick possession and have some confidence in the ground duels. And that's an absolute weapon to take away from that one, even in the loss. It's like we superpowered and leveled up in a video game. I see your skill. I will take it as my own. Lame video game connection. It could have been Fletcher's hat trick. That's why I was like, does he take a crack? Because I trust him to be able to finish. And I was trying to find a way in, and I didn't see it. But then I'm not Super Paul Mullen or anywhere close to the quality and sitting there staring at him. But he did have Fletcher running forward in the box. That's going to go out for a throw to us just inside the midfield stripe. 65th minute. I think we're getting, 8-9 minutes from that last one. All the way back to the center backs and all the way back to Ogonkwo. Just keep recycling, keep the ball moving, let that clock tick and get it forward. Still waiting for the score to come up on the lead. Well taken, turns into the middle of the pitch. He's got a player there, but instead he gets it out to 40 on the right-hand side. Forward, over to the far post to Fletcher. Fletcher, hat trick goal. Throw your caps, get into it. Let's go. The Scottish wonder. You big, beautiful, kilt-wearing, loving man. Oh, no, not loving man. I love you, man. That's what I meant to say. That was outstanding. Beauty of a call to say, let's go with Fletcher all the way through. If I had a hat, I'd be doing the hockey thing and throwing it on the pitch. Make him clean it up. Let's go. You knew he was in there. Center of the box, 40 has it, is up. And as soon as it went up in the air, I was like, Fletcher's there. Beautiful service by 40. Looked up, spotted him right in the middle of the pitch, and Fletcher went, I am bigger than you, will score. How do you do a Scottish Terminator voice? Can somebody, I'm going to have to go to AI audio and see if I can find that. Woo. Let's go. Making up some goal differential. We're now 2 ahead. A Barrow in the tiebreaker and pull in some of those other teams as we go forward. I would still love to say, and I've never said this all year long, I would love for Stockport to get a goal. Let's go Stockport. 1 half only. Can we find an AI? Fletcher, beautiful ball to him. Go for 4, sir. No, he plays it off for Lee. Lee runs forward. Nice tackle. Nice tackle to come forward. They said that was Chester. Should I just curse every time I say that word, even though it's just a last name? Now get him off in 5 so he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, he's done his service. I would have no problem with that. Cannon. Oh, he had McLean over there, but instead thumps it out. We've got subs coming in. Mendy's there. Yeah, Dolby and Mendy. We've called the subs. We are Parky. We are Parky, or at least can figure out the obvious one way or the other. Give the guy who had a hat trick and a round of applause. We know who the man of the match is. No poll for that, right? Doesn't matter what happens in the game, I don't think, from here on out. It's got to be the guy who put 3 in to put us up 4-1 as Fletcher goes for his round of applause and Dolby comes in. What a game. What a game. Parky with the fist bump as he goes up and everybody. Mendy in for McLean. He'll go off short side. It is his first start, and he grabbed his first hat trick with us. I assume he's had one before. His pedigree up in the Scottish Premiership. Free kick. Oh. Up 4-1. Need a Stockport goal. But I was saying before, and I don't even think I finished my thought, I would rather have Barrow lose and stumble and fall down the ladder a little bit and create a gap, sort of what's happened to Knots going down. That's got to be a free kick for us. Thank you. And now Evans got stepped on afterwards, and he's doing a little bit of the wobble penguin walk. Kim is the man of the match. Women of the match. Yeah. Everything that has been said, Kim, I'm assuming that has been said, has come to fruition. and not a single trip to the bog. Oh, we're good with Dalby. Dalby's fine defensively. We're up 4-1. Punt it out. Tozer bomb incoming. Oh, extra ball in play. The Barrow it got crossed, but the Barrow defender cleared it. I would have left that, but fascinating. Yeah, I'll pull that one up at the end of the match, John, for sure. But get the Barrow separation, make it so that the automatic placements are well in advance, known early, and we're able to earn it. And if we get an opportunity to play for the championship at the end, then fine. But Aqua finally off. And I'll tell you what, he's had a shockingly bad game. Either he's had a bad game or Max has completely just shut him down and left it at that. Give it one way or the other, depending on how you want to view it. But that has not been a solid game from that forward. But to be fair, and Whitfield's off too, they haven't had anything up front. Cleared off another throw from the right-hand side. Ford to take it. Halfway between the goal line and the midfield stripe. Cannon bouncing left and right, trying to get to the ball. Doesn't get there, so it's thrown into the corner. And it's cleared out there, and that'll be a Tozer bomb. Last time, did you hear that stat? If you're not listening, the last time Barrow allowed 4 goals was New Year's Day last year. Tozer lining up, stretching. Oh, yeah, get into it, sir. The hoof. That's a good one. Into the middle of the box, but headed away, cleared away, but to the feet of 40 inside. Was that a handball? Not given. Crossed in, touch, skip. Nobody. Lee gets it, collects, turns. Oh, boy, what's happening? Cleared away anyway. I'm not sure who that hit to end up in the middle of the box. Tozer has it, nicks it. Lots of red jerseys over in that corner as they play it forward. Headed away, collected by us. 40. Ford has been a vacuum on the ball. Just everything that's in that area seems to fall towards him. It's been one of those games. Great skill, lots of luck. I don't even know. Nice of Max to let him out of his pocket so he could be subbed. Well done, Dave. Hey, that's another thing that I'm going to ask, and I might test it for the women's match on the 17th. I might end up losing Twitch and Facebook and just putting everything through YouTube. I don't know. I get like very little views there. So Dave, you may want to end up finding us on YouTube for that one. I'm not doing it anytime soon, but the reason I'm doing that is because I'm allowed to do a couple of extra features that I can't do on Twitch that I can do through YouTube exclusively. Improving the chat bar is one of them. So something to consider doing down the road. So maybe I asked that question at the end of the match too, is would you care if I was YouTube only? For most of you, you probably wouldn't. It's probably just Dave. Twitch, it's a streaming service most commonly used for video game viewing. But I've streamed to 3 different sources. You can find Facebook. You can find me 12, 323, and 1,000. Good on Barrow for 1,000 away. $12, 323. That's awesome. I was looking at an interesting stat as far as away matches and who's getting the most attendance. And now we've got another player down. That was Ford jumping through the air and just colliding with him. And I don't know, is he really hurt? Or was that a flop and a call? And he's up. And he's getting the jeers from the crowd on that one. Mazid is... He's got to go off for 30 seconds. He's got to go off for 30 seconds. Why is he still on the pitch? Where's Andrew? Yeah, that's always, and I get it. There's some benefits to having Twitch as a user. Tozer plays it back. Oh, Gonko has it. Come on, Stockport. Never said that before. Kick is a potential too. It's just everybody seems to be migrating to YouTube. My demographics, lean more towards YouTube. While Barrow has the ball and puts it forward, they give it to us. So I'll wait and I'll come back and talk to you about the away attendance and what I found fascinating about that. We've gained possession. It comes all the way back. What the away attendance is, we lead the league for attendances in the stadium at our away matches. So not like Bradford, who will always have big numbers at home. Not meaning most away fans to attend, but it means where we go, the crowds come. We sell out stadiums more than anybody else. We're 3,000 above the average, and quite comfortably well ahead as far as most eyes on us during away matches. "76 minutes, 13 and a half minutes, plus about 9 minutes of extra time so far. 10 minutes. Another free kick. Is that a card? Evans gets up and has a couple of words, and he turns, and there's a yellow card. Had to give a card to Spence on that one. That was assertive, and they said that they could hear the contact from wherever they're sitting. Good on Evans. Doesn't complain. He just gets up and stays at it. He got stepped on earlier, didn't complain and flop on the ground. Jones drawing in. I'm assuming that's for Cannon, or is he pulling out Lee? Lee. Interesting. I thought it had, Cannon. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Jones in for Cannon. If you're Barrow, you got to be frustrated, right? You've only had 6 off the bench. You've already used 3 of your subs. You pulled in the other 2 guys to substitute the forwards who had been ineffective. I think you don't have anybody left except for your goalkeeper, and we're still drawing in guys. Ask my buddy Stanley about that. Stanley, my friend, about that away fan stat. Is he still moaning on Twitter? Going to be a Tozer bomb. It's right at the edge of the 18-yard box extended, so he's going to have a hell of a throw to make this one in, but he's kind of slipped out of his hands, I think, short post, and so able to get there collected. But down for a volley, but cleared. Fortuitous. Oh, the Accrington Stanley owner. Yeah, that I got to get to the policing costs. That whole research fascinating that nobody has the numbers, but I'll tell you what, they're nowhere close to what his take was. He put in a healthy amount of cash into his back pocket there by ripping everybody off. Tozer did put Evans into danger with that one, and he did get clattered. But the yellow card was appropriate. Farman. Deep hoof down. And here comes Mazid, left side down. You'd like to see him being enterprising because he is a midfielder, I believe, by trade, not a center back in the playing back line because of the injuries. Times 2 to the player playing on the left of their 3-5-2. All the way back to Farman. I haven't had the lineup rotating. That's on me. And it's back played, cleared forward, and I'm liking this. Just clear it out of danger, move the ball forward, and try to nick possession as O'Connor settles it down, looks back, and gets it to Tozer, who's going to look up and say, Dalby, fetch. No, he doesn't. Gets it over to the right-hand side. Possession through the midfield. Ford with it. Long ball. Mullen. Oh, he tried to reach for it. I hope he didn't hurt himself. You see those plays where you end up stretching, and you're like, please don't hurt yourself. The Swindon nosedive continues. Let's get a late one from Stockport. And we're probably going to continue while all the other games finish behind us. I don't know if that Stockport game, was that, whoever was watching that, was that stretcher incident that they had, was that in their second half? I think it was. So they might go for some extended time for us. Mendy, tough play, tough header, doesn't do well with it. We're up to 11 shots. $314 passes. That's already 10 over our average. 166 for Barrow. Interesting that the expected goals only have us at 0.56. Statistically, they're saying Mullins got it, nicked away a sloppy pass. He's inside the 18-yard box, gets it back and missed Lee on the pass. Evans there to clean up. Are we able to clean things up? No, we're going to draw it back. Well done. I don't think there was anything there for us to be able to do with anything. So Jones gets it forward. Max on the overlap. And we're going to bring it back and start the switch over to the left-hand side. O'Connor goes through the middle instead of the left side, and it ends up being nicked, and here they come on the run. Good run by Foley, but Lee just puts his head down. Oh, no, that was a beautiful play. Lee defensively played that as good as you could. He didn't make contact until he got to the front of the man. No arm on him. Oh, okay, slight little tug of the jersey, but Jesus. That was super soft. He was next to him. Like, I can see where you're grabbing from behind, but he put his head down and got into position, made the play. Stockport's about into extra time. Really, they're that far along. Oh, yeah, because we had the extra 10 minutes on the first half. We've taken care of business, and that's all we can do. Barrow's going to end up taking a step down, and they'll now be just slightly behind pace of the three at the top. Not Stockport lose, Stockport draw. Walsall up to 6-1, sending a message that they're going to have a tough time climbing the ladder to get up to the top three unless somebody really falls off the pace. But they're going to be a weapon in the playoffs that you do not want to have to face. If depending on what happens during the transfer window as well, I don't know if Walsall has the ponies to make that big of a shout. Throw into us. Are we going to take it quick? It is questionably within Tozer territory, but taken quickly. Brought forward, knocked down, right side, played three guys over there, doing interplay, lots of space for a cross. Ford decides not to take it, draws it back. Jones forward, back, and we're going to recycle. And the nice little ball over to O'Connor for the switch. Now what's O'Connor going to do? Draws it forward to Lee. Lee needs to draw it back. This free kick to us. That had to happen, because if you're going to call it the other way, it's got to be go Dragons from Canada. I'm saying the same thing from Canada. You have to tell me where you're from. Hopefully Saskatchewan, the Northwest Territories, or what other province are we missing? Haven't done the country shout out too either. I guess we could always pull that one up. Let's bring the country ticker up. Free kick. Mendy takes it, moves it over to Lee quickly, and they're going to set up over on the left-hand side. No, Lee is going to take a shot. Oh, dangerous. It was right there. Great save by Farman to take away a beauty of a shot from Lee from distance. That was an epic save. Got to give it to him. Lee had that far corner absolutely picked and drilled. Lee, another says, I'll have another go, but he misses on that one. Kicks it over. Whew, Lee saying, I want to get in on this stuff. I haven't scored one in a while. Give me one, please. Yeah, if somebody had to win, I guess Mansfield. I don't even know. See, I'm torn because I want to get that. I don't want 3 points in the top. I want 2 draws in the top. That way I can end up hopefully jumping ahead and somebody falling off the pace into that 4 spot or below. Midfield headed down, another nicked possession and control. We've been winning that battle in the middle. Tranmere up 4-2 on Knots. It's beautiful from Quebec. Bonne journée. Mendy, left side. Whew. Extra time, 13 minutes. Is that that's in the Stockport match, so I assume that they've got some time. We'll have at least 9 minutes here, so we'll end up ending at about the same time, I think. Maybe they'll be a minute ahead of us, as O'Connor has it on the left side. Just measured and controlled. Shots 11-5, nothing from Barrow this half. Leaved it for Dalby. That was a brilliant leave by Mullen. You've got Dalby. Oh, I missed him with the pass. He had him wide open in the middle. Georges, and I haven't even seen it yet today. And Jennifer's in. Everybody's coming screaming in late. 204 sitting here tuned in. Lee with it. Hit that, smash that like button at the end. No, that's not a foul. That's not a foul. That was too, and just flicked it out. We'll take that. Even a broken clock is rice twice a day. Blind squirrels still find nuts. Another sub coming in. Jordan Davis coming in for Lee. Cleared off the line. A little bit of drama. At the end of the day, if 2 teams out of the 4 take 3 points and we're one of the teams, that's all I'm worried about. We still control our destiny. We got the game against Mansfield over Easter. We got the game against Stockport at the end of the year. Got to take care of business, clear up, and find out what we're doing through the January window. Let's turn our focus to the FA Cup here shortly. And I'm assuming, unless anybody says anything different in the chat, it's got to be Fletcher for man of the match, right? Do I do it just so that we have the percentage vote, or do we just end up making it an acclamation? I missed one. I can give you. It's been too late now. I got to get better with that. Ooh, that could have been dangerous, but I don't think did he make contact, or was it just because you put him under threat, Davis? Zebra, who is a jerk, kicking around in the arse. Xerxes? Not Georges, it's Xerxes. Xerxes. Do it for the 100% vote and make it official. All right, we'll do that. Who else are the other nominees? Mullen all the way forward. I'm going to put Max into the nominations because of his play against Aqua. Mullen, left-hand side. He's got it. He's looking. He's searching. Mendy comes out to give him somebody. Mullen pulls. Nice little cross. Dangerous. Oh, Ford twice. Holy crap with the save. Woo! Mullen, beautiful, delicious little spin to the left to get it to his left foot with the cross. 40 comes screaming in, and look at this spin move, though. I'm just lazy. Nope, I'm dancing left. There goes the cross, across the face, header down. Oh, off the knees. Yikes. So we'll end the previous poll. Start another poll. Who is the man of the match? Davis is going to take this. Going to be an in-swinger from the right side. Oh, Connor's taking this. Headed, cleared away. Is it going to go out into touch? It's there. Played down, played in. Well done to go and collect that by Barrow as they come forward. Fletcher, Mullen, Cleworth. Start that poll up, and you guys can have a say on that one. I think it has to be Fletcher, and that will be my one vote in case it's tied and close. New country alert. What did I miss? Puerto Rico. Awesome. Need me a pen. So I always tend to forget these things. And then I have to bother Brendan during the week to be like, what did I miss? Puerto Rico. And let's bring up the state chat while I'm at it and bring that one over. For those of you in the U.S., if you are not in one of those states, let us know. 11 minutes of added time. Whew. So we are going to be here for a bit. Get cozy. Enjoy each other's company. "25 minutes, and the record for most added minutes in a League Two match is 28. So we got really close. Andrew, the flop counter is managed by Brendan. And every time people take flops or dive on the ground, because as North Americans, we're not fans of the flop. Brandon gives that one a little nudge. And so that's the number of times that players have fallen. I think the record so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brendan, so far this season is 16. Oh, nice little play here by Barrow to get that in. Move forward off the woodwork. Ricocheted back out. That'll help on the goal differential, but a little bit lazy there, pound the pickup. I'm in a state of extreme smugness. Love it. Love it. And if you're Canadian, the only places that we need are the Northwest Territories and Saskatchewan. Still waiting on those. One territory, one province left. Yeah, Michigan's been off the list from early on. These are the ones that we do not have. Waiting for 13 states in the U.S. to join us to be able to cover the entire 50. And that will be a shot for them, even though it hasn't come up on FOTMob. Lots of smiles in the box. Lots of smiles here in a 4-1 win. Bringing in the New Year's with a bang. In like a lion, out like a lion. That's how this year is going to go. I'm feeling it. Connecticut. Love it. And miss the Whalers, by the way. Go Blue, beat Bama. I'm all for it, John. I think it's that's at least 2 teams that we've got in line. Flopping is an awful part of the game. No need for it. I'd love to see lots of simulation calls and get that stuff out of here. Tennessee. Oh, that's already off the list. Nice little play forward as here we go on a run. 2 minutes into extra time. Cross into the box, headed away. Evans gets it over to Mendy on the left side. Mendy searching, dances, gets it over. O'Connor gets all the way up there to help out. Davis searching. Switch over to the left-hand side. Ford. Surprised we haven't seen Barnett come in, but is what it is. Dalby over to the right-hand side with possession. Pushed in the back, maintains possession. Nice return ball. Ford, get that goal. Big save by Farman. Ford, he's had Ford's number. I'm looking for West Virginia. Heaven forbid, I don't know the whole West Virginia thing, but I consider you two very distinct. They're thinking it could have been a red and there was silence. I missed what was happening there. Ooh, that was a late challenge. I don't know about red, but Jones looking to find a way to take another 3 games off. Don't think we can call that one a flop. I think maybe that's a -1 because he could have made a meal of it even worse and potentially drawn on something. 15 shots, 9 on target. That's clinical. That's great work. 4 minutes through, still hoping on that late Stockport goal. Yeah, you're just that's why I'm saying very distinct. Mullen is after it. Fletcher on with 94%. Interesting. Whoa. And then he stands over top of him and gives him words. That's bold. And he gets a card for it. Tozer's still talking to him. Oh, and he's saying, oh, because of the red over there, I'm doing less. Tozer wisely walked away. Who is this? Proctor is heated. And Tozer's walking away, and Evans, good on Evans for stepping in and as the alternate captain here, sort of just saying, I'll diffuse this, where my captain diffused it from the original sufferer. Watching from Arizona, and I thought I had Arizona on the list. I do. AZ. See, I know my geography. Even though I'm a Canuck, I can look across and figure out where all the states are. We actually had to do that in grade 7. Nice little play by Davis to Mendy. The cross inside the box. It's knocked down. That was dangerous stuff. We've been on the prowl and on the hunt. There ain't no stopping. We keep coming forward. West Virginians doesn't it happen everywhere though, Kim? They do so more than everywhere else, maybe. Fleetwood getting one back on Shrewsbury, the next competition in the FA Cup. Keep an eye out for Twitter and the live on the YouTube to find out if we are doing an FA Cup draw as soon as we figure it out. Stockport miss again. Yes. 6 minutes through the 11 minutes of added time. The Stockport game probably ends in about 4, I'm guessing. Clear it out, and we're going to get a throw. Campbell with some frustration. Pulling up the socks. Are we going to get a card for time wasting? That would be funny after the first half. Sub coming in for Mullen. Barnett comes in to replace them up front. A little bit more defense and maybe just some leg work as Mullen was looking like he was getting a little bit tired. And if coming off an illness, no need to test him anymore. Stockport now down 2. Well, that's that then. I ain't that upset. I would have been nice to have gotten a draw. But as it is, we're able to chase down Stockport now and Mansfield. Kim didn't get a chance for person of the match, commenter of the match. I think if we were giving away a commenter of the match prizes, it would have to be that one. Yeah, Czechia for the hockey tomorrow. I'm more fascinated by what the hell happened at Germany. Beat Finland, still going to be in the free kick, still going to be in the relegation games. It's like the Virginia Information Channel all of a sudden. Loving it. So my woe was because Jones just got pulled down there running forward. And then we're just taking possession, knocking it back. Evans has it over to the right side. Max puts it forward to Evans. He's going to bring it back. Tozer's got it. Draw the line forward. And then here comes the play, moving it up. Ooh, Tozer mishit that one. And so it ended up falling to them at the midfield. Up until that point, 300 artisan breweries in Virginia. What happened to the channel? You are now watching the Virginia Information Network. Looped over. Boyle looking to come in as a sub, killing off the time and taking the break. I am doing the Sunday game. That's delayed. So that'll be the next one, whether it's Brendan or I, and I'm able to mind meld again, or Brendan's leading the charge and I'm just in back and ground in support. Don't know, but O'Connor comes running in for Boyle. Boyle gets his leg work. 4 windows, so they're scratching their head on the broadcast booth, wondering how the subs happened in the extra window. But tourism, shout out to VA. It is for what I've lost control of the chat. But in a 4-1 game, as we wind down the clock on what has been a beautiful way to start New Year's, in great company and being wholly entertained, that little batch of extra time, was that even better than the Swindon at home extra time when we ended up scoring 2 to get back into it late? Oh, that's got to be a potential red. That's got to be a potential red, just a yellow. I mean, he was free and clear turning on that one. He had him spun, let the ball go past him, ended up making the corner. And Ray, the only thing he could do was reach out and grab him and pull him as the rain comes down everywhere. Where do we think we finish this year? 1, 2, 3 playoffs? I got to put that one out there. I don't know why that's not a red. He had him beat, clotheslined him on the way past, right around the throat. That's got to be a red. And with Reds carrying 3-game suspensions, that sort of carryover, they'd be down to 1 center back for 3 games. Ball missed all the way forward. We're getting close to the end of the match here. So Fletcher is going to win that one. We'll bring up another poll here in a second here, but I'll wrap this one up. You know what? I'll leave it up for one more minute. When the whistle blows, I'll finish the voting. So if you haven't had a chance to vote on the poll, go ahead. I didn't check in to follow today from Idaho. Instead, I'm in London and decided to watch the game on iFollow myself. So when you get home, then you have to join us. So I'll shut down the... Do I count? I'll count Idaho. That's close enough. 14-game streak, unbeaten, ends in a 4-1 boot. Gave them a thumping, we did. And to be fair, we controlled the entirety of that match, start to finish. It was absolute epic display. And those 3 goals, I'll add you to it anyway, but feel free to add and stay along. League 2 champs, let's go. We're getting there, but Mansfield's going to have a say about it. Stockport's going to have a say about it. Barrow still could. Shaking hands. An amazing display by Wrexham. Like, let's be honest. Like, 16 shots to 7 at the end of it. They had 3 on target. 1 big chance that they missed. They say we only had 2 big chances. I'm surprised by that because that means we scored on one that wasn't a big chance. And maybe that the first one by Fletch, they're not going to count that a chance. But started this one off exceptionally well. Add Virginia back to the state watch list and you'll stop. Yeah, I'll bring up the League 2 table here in a second, and then we'll end up... Jean wants his poll of where we think we finish this one, and I think that's a great question to ask. Upstate New York. Start a poll. Where does Wrexham finish this year? First, second, third, or playoffs? Start that poll. 2 points off Stockport. Bringing up the table. So they're all finals now. So, where did I go? So Gillingham beat Colchester. That's not that much of a surprise there. What was interesting was what was happening in the middle of the table. Notts ended up losing to Tranmere. So they've got, we've got 1 game on them. Barrow have 1 game on them, and Barrow's 3 points clear. That divide may be opening up between 3rd and 4th now, as Barrow now sits looking up 4 points. 4 points up. We'll see how their injuries. I mean, you don't cheer for injuries and you don't want to celebrate them by any stretch, but they are a reality. And for Barrow now, with 2 of their defenders out, that'll be a challenge that they'll have to overcome as well. The other advantage to that is we pick up three goals over Barrow. We obviously set them down -3. We go up +3. And so now we're ahead of them on the goal differential. And so all in all, that was about as good as it could have got. I mean, other than, scoring a touchdown. That's about as good as you can get it. So now we're tied with Mansfield, but Mansfield has a game in hand. They will take care of that on Saturday in their match against Crew. Go Crew. And then Stockport now, we've got a game in hand on them and the ability to leapfrog them whenever we play that extra game against FGR. And in fact, we'll be 2 points down. Or 2 games down. Oh no, they're not playing on Saturday. So Mansfield is the only team in the top 3 going this weekend. Barrow will have Tranmere at home this weekend. Notts County, they're postponed their game this weekend against Sutton. Sutton in the FA? Why did they postpone that game already? That's fascinating to me because neither team is in the cup games. In any event, I'm not going to ask any questions. They're allowed to do what they want to do. What else do we got here for the table? Crew today took out Bradford City, which was making gains, and so they suffer a setback because Bradford had been on a bit of a run there, undefeated in 4 or 5, and now they've taken their first loss. AFC Wimbledon with a draw against FGR, squeaking out some points and helping everybody at the top of the table. FGR or Wimbledon suffering a setback there, sort of Jekyll and Hyde in the middle of the table. And the MK Dons, who were on a bit of a run, fall 3-0 to Donny. Donny protecting their manager, the only manager at the bottom of the table who hasn't been fired. Another great day for Fletcher. Second seems to be the vote. And I think that's fair when you're chasing two teams. I can't say that that's not out of the realm of possibility. 3:00 kickoff on Sunday. We'll be watching ESPN Plus for those of you in the US. You'll be able to watch it on S4C in Wales. I believe it's on S4C. I know it's televised. I may have the channel wrong. For those of you in Canada, not picked up by Sportsnet, because for whatever reason they say they don't have the rights. It absolutely boggles my mind when it's out there and it's available on television that they're not picking it up. But I will either mind meld, I will figure out some way to watch it, or I won't. We'll figure it out. Might be a bit of a scramble early in the game and Brendan leading the charge until I'm able to find something. Going through the table again, Accrington Stanley with a 3-0 win over Salford. Salford in danger. You've got Salford and Colchester losing while both Sutton and Forest Green gained points. So that window narrowing a little bit towards potential relegation. Salford City being obviously managerless as of last week. Crawley Town, Walsall will a thumping, so they're 6-1, so they're climbing the ladder and getting, how far are they now? They're only 3 points out of a playoff spot and not a team that you want chasing it. So it is S4C online in the rest of the UK. So all the more power to you if you're able to pull that one in. And I'm envious of everybody as I have to scramble because Canada's FA Cup carriers are donkeys. Sorry, Sportsnet, but you pay for the rights and then you're not going to cover it. Bradford City with their setback, as we discussed. Harrogate and Morecambe, middle of the table, end up eking out a draw. And so really there's a large gap, or there's a large slog of teams from Wimbledon at number 7 all the way down through to, let's say, Crawley at 12, all in the hunt, and Walsall really probably the team to take notice of there. Fascinating day. You take it, a 4-1 win. It's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. Lives in Dallas. Oh, make it up there. That'd be a lot of fun to sit with a Wrexham fan. Worrell's in the hospital, but concussion and talking, according to Barrow Twitter feed. That's good news, although you hate this. Conscious. So that's good news. You'd kind of expect that. To me, it's the concussion protocol and how bad their symptoms are going to be over the next 48 hours. That'll be a big, big component as to where they're at. I don't know where you're going to watch. I hope you get to enjoy it. I hope I get to enjoy it more than anybody because I know that I'm going to have to scramble to figure it out. A lot of thanks to you guys. We had a big day. I'm just going to go to the YouTube analytics while we're here before we jump off. The poll is up there. 47% analytics say. How did the day go? You know what? Pretty damn good. 1,500 people in the views as far as the concurrent viewership goes. This is the most watched that we've had. Concurrent viewers 208, so we're getting back to closer to the maximum that we've ever had. The highest amount of chat, interestingly, just through what would have been the halftime. Everybody a little bit nervous at the start. Maybe the quietest it's been through things. So much appreciation. Roll Tide. Anthony, I don't want to have to kick you out of here. Go Blue. I'm going to go and watch that and take that in. I'm not watching it live, John. I'll probably be a little bit behind, so don't send me the WhatsApp. I'm going to end up ignoring you. Thanks, Brendan. Thank you for the flop counter and for agreeing to be here for the match to babysit as we figure out everything goes in. 7 teams left in the FA, Sean, and Sutton is one of them. Okay, so that is why it was canceled. That's weird that I didn't see them pop up. So I thought it was 6 teams, and that's maybe who I cut out was Sutton. So thank you, John, for correcting me on that one. Happy New Year. I hope the 2024 year is prosperous for all of you. Go Blue. up the town, and yeah, we'll see you back on Sunday morning for the Wrexham game. And I'm looking at the thing here. I don't know. We'll see whether I'm here for Saturday. I may end up having to sweet talk my way into a trip into the U.S. and sit in a coffee shop or a pub and hope that I've got a good enough connection. I appreciate all of you. It's been a blast again. That first half extra time will be one to remember. Worldy from Mullen, a couple absolutely glorious goals by Fletcher, and he picks up his hat trick. Wrapping it up.